we don't have to worry about predators like our ancestors did. No saber-toothed tigers stalking from the brush. No dire wolves circling the camp. There are no more monsters to fear. And so, we have to build our own.
Hold on a minute. Did we hear that right? Dodge is making an electric car?
We're talking hypothetical, right?
Surely you jest. Dodge? You mean the people who devised the legendary 426 Hemi and sunk it into a sublime missile? You mean the Dodge that created the Hellcat Red Eye and the most powerful muscle car in the world? Makers of the 840 horsepower wheel-standing Demon? Why on God's green earth would Dodge ever build an electric car? Anybody? Any thoughts out there? Hello?
One American with a burning desire to save the world from high prices. He is the stuntman that saved the world. A man that brought the world together because of his love for Honda. One man with 4 wheels strapped to a parallel twin engine. The stuntman that saved the world. Get your favorite Honda motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois. Access the largest motorsports inventory in America. We're authorized dealers for Can-Am, Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Sea-Doo, and more. Get the best deals these brands have to offer. Browse through our inventory to find exactly what you're looking for. Tired of the side effect of side-by-side hair? Not when you have a Kawasaki. Your love of your Kawasaki Teryx 1000 will save you from side-by-side hair. Enjoy your Kawasaki on all.
Hello, good evening, and welcome back to the NEPA TV, where we are continuing our coverage of the AAA series. We're kicking off this week, and we've got all of the exciting action. I am Chaotic, and with me in the booth this evening for the first time on the NEPA TV is going to be Offbeat, and on the cams is Defocus. Offbeat, we have got quite the show to kick us off here tonight. It's going to start out with the Frisco Dragons as they take on the Vancouver Lightning. I know this is your first time casting, and I hate to put you on the spot, but do you have any initial thoughts on this?
Well, look, it's the first game of the season for both these teams, so obviously this is kind of going to be one of the most wild card times that we'll ever see in the season, right? This is where teams have been putting in work, they've been making moves, they've been training hard in the offseason, and this first game is going to be as telling as any game this whole season could be, right? On one side, we've got Frisco, who was out in that first wild card spot last time around, and we've got Vancouver, who was out just kind of, one round later, coming in as the number 3 seed. So both teams making playoffs, but not making the dent they wanted to. And so both these teams kind of looking like, okay, we did all right, but now we want the season to be better. We want to be able to get further. We want to leave more of an impact. And so right now is where they have the best moment possible to set a new standard and to get them on that right path.
Yeah, 100%. So now looking at these two teams a little bit more in depth, we're going to start with the Vancouver Lightning. Tonight, wearing the Vancouver colors is going to be Caption, their captain, also at the top of the order here. They're going to have Aspen, who I'm sure will be locking down that back line. But Vancouver is going to be running 2 PDR subs this evening. AAA is able to pull from PDR as needed to fill in their rosters, give these PDR players a moment to shine here. And the 2 PDR players filling in tonight are going to be Nate Appleton, a former AAA player, and Mimsy, who I'm not sure if we have had the privilege of seeing here on the NEPA TV before, but my goodness, are they quite the player. So I'm sure they are going to put on a great performance. Over there on the side of Frisco, it's going to be their captain, Griffin, helming this squad, followed by True, KJ Timpa, and Looney. Listen, this squad has a lot of firepower. It is going to be interesting because they have the moves. Looking at every player on this squad, they have moves. They know how to work this up and down the arena. They've had the offseason to develop their chemistry here coming into this match that obviously Vancouver has not had the opportunity to do so with the 2 PDR subs. And actually, just of note, Looney here on this squad, I do believe was traded over from the Seattle Vancouver franchise. So it is interesting to see how that matchup is going to go this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you were touching on it, but it is going to be kind of a huge point of contention that may decide the way this game goes is, can Vancouver really come together with those PDR players, right? With those players that have jumped in. Yes, they're quality players, especially once you get to this high level. The differences in quality aren't huge between individual players, but at this point you're looking for, can they get that synergy together? Frisco coming in, they have all starter players, they all have main rostered players, and they have the benefit of the months of training they've had since the last season finished. And so, it's going to be kind of a tall order here for Vancouver. I expect if any team is going to get a slow start, it is going to be them. It is going to be Vancouver coming in here and taking a few minutes to kind of get themselves together, figure out how each other work, and maybe build that up. And so maybe if they get a slower start, don't count them out just yet as we look to see kind of if they can build that synergy and move forward more and more consistently as this game goes on.
Yes. I really could not agree with you more. I think it is going to be interesting to see how both of these teams start out this match. And before we can start out this match, we got to cover the rules because, that's what we do here. So, the NEPA format is unique. Let's go over that. It's going to be 8-minute quarters. So, 4 different rounds, 8-minute quarters. They're going to have a 5-minute halftime between quarters 2 and 3. There will be 4 players on each team. This is a change from the last series where they had 4 and then 1 in the tunnel waiting as a sub. No more. It is only 4 in the arena. They will have 2 2-minute timeouts per team per match to use as they need. And then overtime is going to be the golden goal. Overtime does not happen until the end of the very last quarter, if it happens at all, but the first team to score there is going to have the match. And then, of course, as always, no toxic or discriminatory behavior is tolerated here in NEPA. These players are all professionals in and out of the arena. So Offbeat, with that, I am so excited to get into this matchup here because what better way to kick off the night here with these players? These are players that we saw last series and some new ones as well that have a lot to prove. So that this match is going to be explosive.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, obviously, the league's still fairly fresh, moving into, I believe, its 3rd season right now. And so teams have kind of had some time to get used to the new format, used to how it plays at, especially if you've come from playing just, public matches in Echo Arena. You're used to these very quick sprints where you kind of go all in, you can leave everything out there and just go in really, really quick. Or, if something goes really catastrophically wrong, you can, take risks, play it off, whatever, and, get a nice fresh restart for that second round. Not so here. This is NEPA. We have that long format. These 4 quarters, they stack up, which means any mistakes they make, they're going to have to figure out and overcome later on in the game. It's not like they can just as easily brush it off. There's a lot less room for mistakes here as a result, and it's one that really kind of tests the mettle of players, because if the mental game gets off, you don't have the benefit of that reset that a fresh slate gets you. And it's why we can sometimes see really, really big chains of points in one direction or the other, just because momentum has so much time to build up, and because so much of it carries over from round to round. So keep an eye on that here tonight as these two teams figure out their mental game here. Obviously, it's been a while since they were at this high competitive level, and there's always a little bit of adjustment that comes with first time back. You see it across all professional sports. A team's first game back is never going to be as fresh as, as they are, later in the season when they hit their final form. And so we may not see these players at their absolute best, and these teams at their absolute peak potential, but we will see them kind of move towards that as the game goes on. And so that's why I think personally, that's why Frisco's coming in with a bit of advantage here, because they're going to have that instant synergy that we talked about before. They're going to be able to carry that and build the early momentum. And from Vancouver's end, you got to make sure you're not falling behind too far, especially, if you're taking a while to build that synergy. Because if you fall behind too far, it's it can be very, very difficult to make that comeback if you've given up a huge lead and don't get that reset.
Yeah, 100%. You took the words right out of my mouth. You and I have both been players, viewers, and casters for so long. You know as well as I do how important momentum is in this game. And, I don't want to dig into Vancouver much, because looking at these faces, I know they're more than capable of playing here in this arena against this Frisco team. But I think you're right. I think they're going to take a couple minutes, maybe the entire first quarter, to really get into the swing of things. But without those without the momentum resets in the quarter system, it's going to be interesting to see how they deal with that, if and how they can come back from that. Before we get into this match, I love the fans coming out here in the chat right now. We've got some love for Looney. We got some love for True, who, yes, Juicer, thank you for pointing it out. Notably was Baby True last season, but they got their name on that, that coveted 3-letter name. Got to keep it short and sweet. So it is awesome to see the love and appreciation for these players and these teams in the chat, as it looks like we do have the ready ups coming through. Yes, indeed, both of these teams are in the tunnels. Disc is making its way back toward the mid, which means Offbeat, we are going to get into this match. Any final thoughts before we kick it off?
Nope, not at all. We're here. We're going to have a great time. It's week 1. We're having a blast here. Team setting. It's a new face. New faces on both these orgs. We're out of the tunnels and we are underway. The opening joust is going to be taken here and picked up right off the bat by Orange coming in. That is Vancouver with the disc first. But, they're going to turn this one over. No, Looney with the disc here. Moving in, potentially a shot. No, that is going to get taken away off the bat. And a turnover is, in fact, forced by Vancouver.
Yes, indeed. True sending this one over to KJ, taking it low to the floor before hitting this reset back to True. And oh no, Griffin has dropped from the arena on the side of Frisco, but they're going to have to make this 3v4 work as True does some moves to keep it away from the incoming pressure. Caption is right on them, but True sends this one high. Ooh, I'm not sure who they were looking to connect with there, but it's going to end up in the hands of Caption for the side of Vancouver instead, sending this one all the way through where it will take some bounces off of Geo into the hands of Mimsy. And it looks like Vancouver is going to take a moment to set up here, knowing that they have this 3v4 advantage. Caption across, connecting with Essen in the bubble. What a play there. And Vancouver is starting out strong.
Yeah, goalie jumping out to get that one, but just missed timing. It had the read, had everything except the execution. And we do see a pause coming out here right away, as we do have a disconnect. I believe that's who was that disconnecting? That was that would have been
Griffin.
Not Griffin. Yeah, Griffin already rough start here, as a 2-0 lead for Vancouver, who took their time, moved it in, did a good job of setting it up, didn't panic when they had to play some defense, and moved in, got some points of their own. So honestly, despite everything we were talking about early on, Vancouver, they seem to have taken a good approach here. We've seen them moving the disc slowly, taking the opportunity for those resets, and really trying to slow down the pace of that game to give themselves the time and opportunity to figure each other out. They're not trying to do anything too intense. They're not trying to get these crazy give and goes working right away. They're getting used to each other, and I think that's paid off for them so far. Obviously, helped a little by the disconnect, but they had to make a good, solid defensive stand before that, and they rewarded with a 2-0 lead here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Vancouver took full advantage of that 3v4 situation. Obviously, I can't hear the comms, but it was pretty quickly after Griffin dropped that Caption was quick to capitalize, applying pressure to True, trying to force that bad pass or just outright steal it, and that's exactly what he did. Forcing True to just send that one away or lose the disc, and with that stack ready from Vancouver, they were quick to capitalize on it, getting down the arena, setting up a beautiful passing play just outside of the bubble of Frisco, and then sending it into Aspen. And you know what? 1v1 normally goes to the offensive member, even if that member is the other team's goalie. Goalie v goalie is always fun. But it looks like we've got Griffin back into the arena now. I hope the unpause is coming through, as it seems these players are lining up in the tunnels. Yes, indeed. We are going to get back into this game here. As a reminder, first goal went to Vancouver, but everything else is up for grabs. Offbeat, take us away.
Yeah, Frisco coming out here with the disc. They're going to send it out through that left tunnel, but not are going to connect. That's going to go right into the hands of the backstack for Vancouver as they look to potentially apply some more pressure here. That goal is open if they can get a hand on that disc. Couple tries, but no, some defensive pressure is going to force them to mess it up. A potential miss there, as that could have been a nice, easy 2 points for them, but instead, back the other way. Looney looking for the 3. No! Close, not going to connect. Good scoring chances at both ends. It is going to be Vancouver here with the disc now, as they'll dump this one down and see if they can't get a stack in to chase it.
Oh, they have the stack in the area, but they break apart. One goes for the disc, one stuns out the goalie, and that split actually allows Frisco to get there first. Frisco has the stack together, sending it through the mid, but it's going to take some unfortunate bounces on the way. All good, though, as Looney gets the pickup, sending this one into the bubble, but the defense is home. That's an easy grab for Aspen there. He will take his time, working his way forward, looking to send it through the same side tunnel, but KJ's got something to say about it here for Frisco. Now up into the bubble, into the hands of Griffin, and Griffin will put in the first 2 points for the Frisco Dragons.
Yeah, Nate Appleton kind of jumping out of the goal there to try and play some defense, get the read, apply some pressure on the disc. But excellent read from Griffin. Can, float away from that pressure, find some space, and put it into the recently vacated goal. And just like that, a couple chances both ways, but it is Frisco getting this right off the bat and tying us up at 2 here as we're approaching 3 minutes gone in this first quarter, as Aspen with some time, not a lot of pressure coming in from Frisco, so they're gonna be able to move it up slowly. Mimsy in the tunnel with some space, and that's exactly kind of how Vancouver would want to play this one. They're gonna move it down to Caption with the disc and some space, looking to reset this one back as Vancouver setting up their offense here, tied at 2 on the clock. Aspen looking for a target.
I am so impressed so far by the discipline, control, and patience that we are seeing from this Vancouver team. And as I say that, Caster's Curse, Griffin jumps out, gets the interception, sends it through mid. We're going to see a stack race up into the hands of Looney. Looney looking for redemption. Oh, the shot was on. Caption able to get the grab, but not stop before going through the goal. So that will go in for the 2. But hey, I mean, if you're on the Vancouver side, at least it's not a 3.
Yeah, the blocks are there, but it can be hard to get a hand on both the block and the disc at the same time, and sometimes you look for one, you grab the other, and that's kind of the case there, as, doing an excellent job of getting back into that goal, but not quite able to get everything together there, as back-to-back points, and Frisco find themselves with a 2-point lead here, as Nate Appleton under pressure to a stack is gonna lose it, and a potential chance for 3rd in a row here coming in is True with the disc. Under a lot of pressure is gonna smartly reset this one back to KJ. KJ resetting up to Looney on the ceiling. Looney looking for that lane, is gonna make a good move to get around Caption, is gonna send this one up to True. True with some space, looking for that cut pass, not there. Good bubble defense from Vancouver, who are trying to make sure they play those angles, don't leave any lanes open. Looney gonna bait out the defender, move this one up to True. True with some space, moving in on the goal. The shot is gonna go wide, and now a loose disc as both teams move to recover, and it will be the stack from Vancouver getting it, as Mimsy is gonna get the clear.
Excellent reaction there from Vancouver. Looney was on his way to get the grab, but they get the stack together. Can they make it work? No! That one's going to just be a little bit off on the ding ring, out of the bubble, but not done yet as it's slapped back into the hands of Mimsy. Mimsy looking for that cross over to Caption, driving in. One more pass. No, intercepted. Excellent defense there from Looney on the side of the Frisco Dragons. Not out yet, though. Takes another throw here from True, who sends this one all the way up. Griffin has it, but is not able to make that 3 work again off the ding ring. Best goalie NA, and has some more saves so far this quarter than anybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. On both sides, been putting in work as, here we are. We got 3 minutes left in the quarters, more than halfway gone. Still fairly low scoring affairs. Both teams are playing a much slower approach. And especially that's what's being offered by the defense as another one goes off of the ding ring. Another one keeping Frisco at 4 points. Potentially another chance here. Looney with the moves, not able to make enough moves there. It is going to be Mimsy with the stun, with the steal, and with the disc. Not going to force the clear. Going to take some time, set it up, gets a good clear, good bounce off the top here, but they're not going to have the numbers to get into that disc first off. It will be picked up by Griffin on the back end. They'll move it back the other way for Frisco.
Yep, on its way through the tunnel. It's KJ's turn, looking for this three-pointer, but a bit off of the backboard and out of the bubble. Who's going to be there first? It's going to be KJ. So just a complicated self-pass, all calculated there, and he'll send this one over to Looney. Looney under pressure, goes for the reset over to True, and True crosses to Griffin. Griffin now drawing out that pressure from Caption, finding Looney in the bubble, firing that one in for another 2 points. Listen, Vancouver had that first 2-pointer, but Frisco has been relentless since. They are up to 6 points.
Yeah, absolutely they are. They've been doing a good job controlling the disc, not forcing chances. Like any chance they've had right now has pretty much either gone in or dinged off the post. It's been one or the other. So they've been making the most of those chances. Versus on the other end, the Lightning, really, they've been struggling to get many chances when they've had the disc. They've moved it up decently well, gotten into the zone, but they haven't gotten those cut passes. Mimsy going to come back and make a good save there, preventing 2 more from coming the other way from the Dragons. And but they're still not able to get it out. True with the disc now as the Dragons with that early momentum, as we kind of saw coming, but continuing to put in some good pressure here. Lightning with the disc again. Can they convert it into a scoring chance this time?
Off the back wall and almost into the goal on its own. That's going to go off the ding ring, but Vancouver's not done yet as Mimsy gets the pickup, but smartly chooses that reset under pressure, sending it to Caption now, who's going to work his way forward, but slowly and patiently getting all the way almost to the bubble. No, forcing the pass over to Mimsy, who is stunned out. And could it be a turnover? No, Caption getting the grab, getting the ender, but not the shot in time as he is also under pressure. Griffin gets this one picked up for Frisco. Not clear just yet, but connects with, Griffin. Who's going to work his way through the tunnel here, taking some time to set up the Frisco Dragons, eyeing up those options, finding that bounce down low to Looney. Looney firing that one. No good, though, a bit wide, and Nate Appleton will send it away.
Yeah, sent away a self-pass as it will get back to them off of the Geode, back to Caption. They're going to send this one in, try and get their stack going. Snack's not able to connect, but it's okay. They're there with the stun. Is Caption able to move, taking a shot, and Griffin pinching it between the hand and the goal. What a wild off-angle shot. You have to imagine Griffin wasn't really expecting that. And that's quite the note to end our first quarter on. Lightning squeaking in some points there, getting it back to a 1-score game. It was a very low-scoring first quarter. Both teams taking it slow, but as is, we got ourselves a close one. Vancouver down, but not by a lot.
Yep, absolutely. We will break down that last play and more after a quick word from the sponsors.
Tired of the side effect of side-by-side hair? Not when you have a Kawasaki. Your love of your Kawasaki Teryx 1000 will save you from side-by-side hair. Enjoy your Kawasaki on all types of terrain and magically eliminate the chance of messy, unwanted side-by-side hair. Go green this summer with Kawasaki. Get your favorite Kawasaki motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
Yeah! Side-by-side hair, just don't care.
Hello and welcome back. We just saw an incredible first quarter here between the Frisco Dragons and the Vancouver Lightning. Offbeat and I were both predicting that Vancouver may have been a bit slow to get started, but my goodness, has it been close so far. 6-4, but still 3 more quarters to go. So let's see how this one starts out. Offbeat, kick us off.
We are out of the tunnels, and is Vancouver getting ahead on that one first, but not able to collect, because there's that backstack with Griffin on the back line. They're going to pick this one up and move it back the other way as the Dragons, who were very much leading that first quarter in time of possession, are going to move it up here. Some good quick passes, moving in quickly, trying to set up, but no. Mimsy has been a rock on that side of the defense so far, not fallen for any jukes, been getting those stuns and turnovers whenever it's come their way, and so, you know, they're able to move this back, but much like we saw in that first quarter, not really able to turn those turnovers into scoring chances here. As back the other way, here comes True, able to get the stun set up for a teammate, looking for that shot. No, goalies are back and moving in for the 2. No, Aspen with the save while under pressure. What a stop there. Exactly what the Lightning need. Are they going to get points back the other way? They are. Appleton from Mimsy, from Essen on the back end. 1, 2, 3. What a setup by the Lightning.
Told you, Essen is holding down that back line. Does not matter if he's got the Dragons on his toes. He's making those saves and sending it upfield, and my goodness, they capitalize. We are tied, but let's see how Frisco answers back. It's going to be Griffin to KJ. KJ playing this one patient. Oh, getting rid of the incoming stack before sending this one high up to Looney. Looney, though, slowing it down, sending it back to Griffin. He'll take a moment on the double diamonds. You know, pushing forward just a little bit, keeping an eye on that stack that's lurking right now at the bow tie before firing over to Looney. They've got some numbers in the bubble. He'll do it himself, and this time that will get through the hands of Essen. It's going to be in for the 2. Frisco has their lead back.
Yeah, Essen's doing a good job in net, but you can't stop everything, especially from that close range. Looney able to walk in that close, uncontested by the defense. The defense, which is usually once they get set up, is usually quite sound at, you know, defending those territory and making sure we don't get any of those quick cuts. But there was an opening there, and the Dragons were able to capitalize on that as Lightning moving in here with some pressure. Mimsy with the disc now moving in, has some space, has a cut. Don't need the cut. Why not bounce it in off the backboard for 3? And is that the Lightning first lead of the game? It is. Back-to-back scores, and not back-to-back scores. But they scored off the backboard, 9-8.
Hey, it's back-to-back if it's off the backboard. I like it. But, man, am I blown away by that shot placement from Mimsy. Off of the shoulder, off of the backboard, cross-pocket on the goalie. Excellent work, and it's exactly what Vancouver needed. But now, under some pressure, it's Aspen getting the stun at the last possible second to prevent the shot into the hands of Nate Appleton here under some pressure, but Mimsy is there to help. And Nate just looks to get rid of this one, but it takes a bad bounce into the hands of Looney instead here for Frisco. He will take his time here on the floor, waiting for his squad to set up before sending this one up to True. True gets through one, gets the cross off to Griffin, who's happy to put that one in for the 2. Return fire from Frisco, and they've got their lead back.
Yeah, we're starting to see this game open up. The teams are getting more comfortable with each other, with their opponents, and we're starting to see them move quicker, right? We're seeing less hesitation from the offenses as they come in, which, as a result, means the defense doesn't have as much time to get set up in the zone, and it's been opening up those lanes. You know, one thing leads to another, and it has little by little kind of opened up here, as this one gonna get cleared into the Dragon's end, and that stack not really able to get together, which means moving up here. There's a bounce shot. Mimsy gonna put that one in. A rock on defense and rocking that one into the goal. 11-10, the lead back in the hand of the Lightning now as we go back and forth.
You know, I'm going to fangirl a little bit. Mimsy is bringing an element, a level of energy to this Vancouver team, and it's quite impressive to see how it's integrated itself. Mimsy has been all over the arena, putting in work on defense and in the mid, and then also capitalizing outside of the bubble. It has been fantastic to see, and I hope we see it continue. But here comes Frisco. It's their time to shine as True sends this one over to Looney. Looney under pressure as Essen jumps and forces the turnover. Excellent defense there, but they are not done yet as this drifts back into the hands of KJ here for the Frisco Dragons. They're going to have another go with this, setting this one up to Looney under pressure, gets low, sends it to the incoming player, but no! Griffin trying to send it back there, not able to connect, but KJ on the back line gets the pickup, so they'll have one more try.
Juicer in the chat, someone needs to roster Mimsy. Yeah, the way she is playing right now has been really remarkable, as Looney gonna come in here and answer back for Frisco. A couple chances. Eventually, this one will fall as they grab the lead back, 12-11. But yeah, Mimsy been putting in excellent work. We noticed like almost all these goals have come kind of from that near side of the arena, either walking it in from that side or from the cut passes coming in from that side. No one has been walking in on that far side, as the Joust coming in here under pressure is going to be turned over, and there's True with a lot of space going to be able to move this one up as potentially some back-to-back points, which we haven't seen at all yet this quarter.
Yes, and taking a quick peek at the chat, we see Beauty Dash subscribing there. Thank you so much. But now, Looney working their way forward here just outside the bubble, off of the post, maybe looking to do it himself. No, finds Griffin on the way in. Excellent coordination there from the Frisco Dragons. They sink in the 2, and now up to a 3-point lead. That's the largest one that we've seen in a while, as it's actually the first back-to-back goals we've seen in probably about 5 volleys.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a 3-point lead, which is one more than the Dragons were coming into this round with. So, all things considered, looking pretty good for them, as they've really, it's been a while since we've seen an opportunity. Caption, wow, what a relay setup from the Lightning coming in here. They really haven't had too much possession time here. It's either they lose the disc immediately or they just immediately turn it into a goal. It's all or nothing for the Lightning here. If it works, it works. They've locked us back up at 14.
Yes, indeed. Captain Caption with the goal to get his squad tied up here. And they're putting in more work as that backsack. Caption, in fact, gets the grab, sends this one up into the other side of the arena. Who's going to be there first? It's Looney here for the Frisco Dragons. Under immediate pressure, forces this pass over to KJ. KJ looking at that open goal, but the stack is on its way home. It's Caption with another interception, sending this one right back where it came from. But that's where True is hiding here in the mid for the side of the Frisco Dragons. And this time, they're choosing to slow it down here a bit, drawing out that stack from Vancouver as they work it around the arena. Looney under some pressure here, looking and connecting with Griffin, who immediately hits that reset back to True. True now slowing this one down. The stack is broken apart, but it does not matter because Caption has the magnet hands, gets another steal, gets another shot. Caption, what are you on tonight as that goes in from 49 meters out?
Caption off the ceiling. What a shot. Caption with a team leading 6 points now, back-to-back scores. And Vancouver with a 3-point lead, 50 seconds left in the half. Incredible marksmanship, picking up that disc, realizing the goal was open. That was absolutely an intentional one. And the Lightning aren't done here. They've got a steal. That's Mimsy. Mimsy gonna put it in for a 3. Mimsy continuing that hot streak. Vancouver on fire right now.
Absolutely. That has been a 9-point swing in the favor of Vancouver over the last 3 volleys. Excellent work. With 20 seconds remaining, we're going to see one more play. Let's see who gets the last points of this half. It's going to start with Griffin, sending this one up to KJ in the tunnel under pressure. Loses this one to Mimsy. Mimsy looking to send it the other way. 11 seconds left for Vancouver to capitalize. It's going to be Caption working his way slowly forward, waiting for the teammates to get there with him. Finds that cross over to Nate. Nate getting stunned out on the pass, and that may have prevented more points from Vancouver. Yes, indeed. We're going to finish out this half 20-14, and Offbeat and I'll break it all down after the quick ad break. Stick around.
We don't have to worry about predators like our ancestors did. No saber-toothed tigers stalking from the brush. No dire wolves circling the camp. There are no more monsters to fear. And so, we have to build our own.
One American with a burning desire to save the world from high prices. He is the stuntman that saved the world. A man that brought the world together because of his love for Honda. One man with 4 wheels strapped to a parallel twin engine. The stuntman that saved the world. Get your favorite Honda motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
Hello and welcome back to the NEPA TV. We are halfway through with our first match of the evening between the Frisco Dragons and the Vancouver Lightning. And my goodness, while that round may have been very, very close for the first, let's say 75% of it, Vancouver is on fire. Offbeat, tell us what just happened in that last minute.
It was wild. Look, we've seen kind of throughout this entire game, Vancouver like just a step behind all the way through. They'd have their moments of brilliance, but it'd be, kind of countered by, letting something happen on the back end, right? A costly turnover here or there. But all of a sudden, in the back ends, they were lighting it up. Long shots from ridiculous ranges, turnovers back-to-back. Frisco had virtually no possession time in that last minute whatsoever. And then so despite coming in here with a 2-point lead, Frisco Dragons now find themselves down 8 points, or 6 points rather. So that's an 8-point swing over the course of the round. And so Lightning, we talk so much about how much momentum plays into this. Lightning with all of it right now.
Yeah. And that's not to say that it's going to stay that way. You take a quick look at the stats over there on Vancouver. My goodness, are they looking prettier overall? Almost everybody on the board has something in every column. But Frisco as well is doing super, super well. They have just got to find a way to find it on frame, to get the shots on frame. And it's so easy for me as a caster to sit here in my chair. I don't want to sound like I'm picking on them, but when you've got 19 shots registered, the other team only has 6 saves, and you only have 14 points. Something's going on there. And I don't know if it's the pressure from Aspen jumping out at a lot of these cut passes, or that defensive stack that we're seeing from Vancouver is shaking them up a little bit. But as long as they can start really concentrating when they have those opportunities in the bubble, we could see a brand new Frisco team coming into this quarter. It is all up to them right now, right? Like, yes, Vancouver had a fantastic swing at the end of that last quarter, but it's still only a 6-point difference. That's 2 threes. Heck, that's 3 twos, and there's plenty of time to go that route if they want to as well. They have just got to find a way to deal with this hyper-aggressive Vancouver defense and momentum that they've got going on right now.
Yeah. Absolutely they need to, because the Lightning have shown themselves to be vulnerable, right? The time of possession we've seen is fairly lopsided, honestly, between the teams as a whole. And so you look at the Frisco Dragons, who've got that possession time advantage. It's really a matter of they're getting chances, but they haven't been capitalizing on them. Often that can be a bit of a barrier, right? There's a very good chance that at any moment it could click and those chances could turn into points. And if that happens, they are outplaying, generally speaking, here in these games. They've been playing better. They've been holding possession better. It's just a matter of finishing. Here we are in round 2. Which way is the momentum going to take early on? Let's get into it as Vancouver with a steal, with a chance. Are they picking up right where they left off? They are! Caption with the 3. Buckle up, folks. Second half is here.
Captain Caption is starting his squad out right here in this second half. The quick 3 that came from the steal off of that defensive stack is in, and now they're up 23-14. That is a 9-point difference. But plenty of time left on the clock. Let's see how Frisco answers back. It's going to start with the QB from Griffin over to True in the tunnel under pressure from that stack, but does get the pass off to KJ. Timpa taking this one low to the floor and taking some time before finding that pass to Looney in the bubble. Looney getting the duck on both of the defenders to sink in the 2. That is exactly what Frisco needed to break up this Vancouver momentum a bit, get some points on the board, and now they've got themselves to back within 7.
Yeah, absolutely critical, what they needed, and taking it in from that near side, from the right side, attacking. Very interested to see if that persists here, now that we've kind of picked up on it. As Vancouver here, with a chance to counterattack, they've been getting some quick runs going, and this is no different. They've moved in, there's an open goal. Oh, not quite able to connect on that one. That would have been huge, but oh my goodness. Just gonna take the steal, walk that one in, ding, no, another chance. Mimsy, couple chances to knock this one away for some quick points. Not able to connect, and don't worry, Mimsy's back there on defense to collect this one and clear it back out as Vancouver avoids a dangerous counterattack.
Or have they, as KJ gets quite the interception in the tunnel and sends it back the other way. Now to True, down low to Looney. Looney looking to drive in here. Oh, good placement there. Doing some movements with the arms to really fake out the goalie before putting that one in for the 2. Here comes Frisco.
Yeah, that 8-point lead dropped down to 5 now as Frisco working their way back into this one little by little. Another play coming in along that right side. As here we are with Essend with the disc is gonna, under some pressure there, looking back to see who was attacking and is still able to get that one off, albeit very closely. Mimsy with the disc is gonna lose this one, but Looney not able to get a piece of it either. Mimsy gets it back as both players kind of flailing, looking for that disc. It is eventually gonna get cleared into the Dragons' end, where the Dragons will have the stack back to pick this one up and set up their own attack here. If they can control the disc, which they do, with a little bit of an issue, but they've got it in the end. Or do they?
Yeah, or do they? That's going to take some interesting bounces on the way to KJ, but he's able to haul it in, sending this one up to Looney. Looney looking at that open goal. Oh no! Gonna go off of the ding ring there. That would have been huge for Frisco, but they're not done yet as the stack swoops in to get the pickup. Oh, some pressure on the goalie, and the first shot does not go in, but hey, it goes in the end. That is all that matters, and now Frisco is back to within just 3 points. Offbeat. Before we got into this game, we talked about the momentum swings and how much impact that has on the game, and the teams read my mind. I was about to point out now might be a good time for a timeout from Vancouver to recollect themselves. They started out strong, but momentum now really in the favor of Frisco as they've got themselves to within just a 3-point difference.
Yeah, Vancouver, had that excellent run that they carried over here with that one quick play early on, from the first half here into the second half. But yeah, they haven't really clicked with anything consistently yet outside of those big swing plays, right? The big relays, the turnovers into points, that sort of thing. And so while Frisco's kind of slowed it down here and, cleaned up those turnovers a bit, they're being rewarded with points here. New ongoing theory on my end is that Frisco just really likes that ding sound because, oh my goodness, we were talking about how much work those posts had been putting in the first half, and it has continued here. Even on that last score, there were 2 off the post before they finally put one in. One off the backboard, then the post. It's been wild how much work this net has been putting in. Net and Essence together combining for an immense number of saves. I'm sure Essend, kind of like good old Patrick Waugh did back in the day, giving the post a tap of thanks between every period. I'm sure we're going to be seeing the same here from Essend if they manage to pull this one out when it comes down to the wire.
Yeah, absolutely. Not picking on these players, but you're right. You've got to find a way to get the shots on net, right? And we all have, everybody has off nights. It's all good, but if they're going to come out on top in this match, they have got to find a way to capitalize on those opportunities more consistently. And Essen, you're right, has been quite a factor right now on defense, in the bubble, on the back line, receiving those resets and redistributing it out. But he's only got 2 saves, which, funny enough, is the same number of saves that Mimsy has and, Caption had. He has dropped out of the arena. Maybe that was the reason for the reset, going for a headset reset. I'm not sure. But all of these players over there on Vancouver are putting in so much work on defense, and I think that also might have something to do with the issues that Frisco has been having. They've been playing aggressive, high pressure, and forcing those passes and shots maybe a bit earlier than Frisco would have liked, and they've taken advantage of the chaos, often capitalizing on the opportunities that they create as a result, right? They get the pickup, they get the clear, they have the stack together, and that is how they've capitalized on several open threes so far. It seems like Frisco has figured that out over the last couple of points here. They've had that defensive stack ready to go a bit quicker. They've been getting the passes off faster, so now we're back to within just 3 points. But it will be interesting to see what happens when we come out of this timeout, because timeouts have the power to change anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, early on, especially when the pace of the game was much slower, we were seeing that's kind of where a bunch of these saves early on came from. The bubble defense from Vancouver really is very good. When they're able to get set up on defense, they've done an excellent job in taking away those cut passes, causing turnovers, getting steals, and forcing shots from range that are either savable or have to go wide because they really need to try and hit that corner pocket. And so coming out here, Frisco's really had the most success when they've been able to come out and just get going before the entirety of the Lightning defense is back. And it's why we've seen usually they've kind of had one open side, right? Usually it's been the right side here, but usually it's because there's one open spot that they're able to identify, take advantage of, and push towards the goal, right? You've got Aspen playing well in the goal. Push in, get those higher percentage shots, and they're able to do that because they're able to find these vulnerabilities. So if I'm Vancouver, we need to start putting more effort into making sure we're getting back on defense quicker, right? Because Frisco is doing too good of a job of finding those openings while they exist. And so if you're going to do this run and gun style that the game has, slowly been changing into, you got to make sure you're able to get back and plug those gaps before Frisco can pick on them. Yes, the Lightning have gotten a lot of points out of this quick plays, out of the quick relays and the turnovers for threes, but you can't 100% rely on those. If you're going to be playing those, you also got to make sure you're able to get back. We're back! 5 minutes left here in this third quarter. Remember, just a 3-point lead for the Lightning now, and the Lightning trying to see what they have learned as they are coming out here, still only with 3 players.
Yeah, I mean, the timeout rules say 2 2-minute timeouts for each team, and 2 minutes pass, they still don't have Caption back. They're gonna have to fight through a 3v4 until he can get back, and that is not an easy feat when you've got Griffin putting in threes from 42 meters out, tying this one up 23-23.
Yeah, we do get a fourth here as it looks like it's going to be Ninja Tim coming in. Ninja Tim, player who, also is kind of being called in. So that means we now have, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we do have three players that have been called up here playing for Vancouver and trying to hold on to this. The lead is gone, but they are still locked up. And with 4 minutes left here in the third quarter, still time to figure it out. But you got to imagine that the Frisco Dragons are really, really eyeing to get some quick points here while they can. They've got it reset. They're in the zone. And that defense is fractured as they're struggling with new players trying to get that synergy back that they took so long to get working in the first place.
Yeah, 100%. It doesn't matter who you put in here right now. You could pull Game, you could pull any player you want from Pro. Caption just leaves a hole in this squad because of what he brings to the table, both in raw skill and the way that he organizes teams. Like, listen, Caption is the player that gave me my shot in AAA when I was playing, pulled me up to his team. The knowledge that he has of this game is a huge asset. And yes, they've got Ninja Tim in here. Ninja Tim is also one heck of a player, but it's going to be interesting to see how Vancouver answers back to this, as now their lead is gone. They were up by 9 points just maybe 10 minutes of game, or not even 10 minutes of gameplay ago, and now they're down by 2, but now they're looking to create an opportunity as Ninja Tim sends this one back, or at least tries to, finds Mimsy off the bounce. Mimsy sends this one over to Essen in the mid, who's happy to take his time here, drawing out that pressure from True before sending it back over to Mimsy on the floor. Mimsy working their way into the bubble, maybe looking for it himself. Oh my goodness, 19-meter second shot is going to be good for the two. Vancouver's not done yet. We are tied.
Yeah, Mimsy been shooting well and picking the time well, right? Recognizing there was some space to move in and then getting rid of the disc and taking the shot before the pressure caved in too much. Still reasonably high percentage, from that range, and is rewarded with 2 points as they're locked back at 25. Excellent job by Vancouver coming in with new players, deciding to slow it down. Coming in here, oh my goodness, is that another one off the post? Mark it down, another one for the post. But Dragons still with the disc, going to reset this one back and try their luck again.
Absolutely. It's going to be Griffin receiving this one and taking it to the bow. Happy to slow down here, right? Like nobody's in the lead, so they can just take their time drawing out that pressure before finding KJ. KJ pocket picked by Mimsy, who's been putting on an incredible defensive performance tonight, and that play is no exception. He'll send this one through the tunnel, bouncing around here over cross. Ooh, narrowly missing that one, but does eventually turn into a self pass. Mimsy now firing this one at Nate Appleton on the floor. Nate looking for the pass on its way in as the goalie jumps, and he'll find it in the form of Mimsy off the bounce. Mimsy, though, forced to reset back to Ninja Tim. Ninja Tim not able to keep it away from the defense. Gets it to Nate, who goes for the tap, but it is in the end going to be the Frisco Stat getting there first. Griffin and Looney together looking at an open goal opportunity, but once again, not able to capitalize on those open goals, or at least not at first, but Looney is there, sending this one off of the backboard and into the pocket for the 3.
Why take an easy 3 when you can let the defense get back and style on them by throwing a 3 in off the backboard? That seems to be the mindset from the Dragons at any rate, because they're here. They've got themselves a 3-point lead, have pulled an excellent round here, completely eliminating the deficit they came into the quarter with, and do find themselves up 3 here with less than a minute left on the clock here in this third quarter. 3 of 4, and moving in, that's KJ with it up above, looking for that pass, isn't going to connect, and Ninja Tim doing a good job getting that stun, getting possession of the disc, and starting to move it back the other way for Vancouver. They've got the stack lead, they've connected, they've picked up the disc, moving in, looking, taking that shot, Mimsy gonna put that one in. Mimsy putting in work on both ends of the arena right now. Of all players in the arena, is currently the leading scorer now with 12 points, cutting that deficit to 1 as we have 15 seconds left for Frisco to answer.
Yeah, Mimsy putting in work tonight, and I just checked, and according to my sources, Vancouver has an open roster slot. But anyway, here we go. This one bouncing in toward the bubble of Frisco. Can they get some final points? Ninja Tim firing, but just a bit too slow as the goalie gets home to get the save. It's going to finish out this quarter 28-27 in favor of the Frisco Dragons, and we'll talk about it more after a quick ad break. Stick around.
If you call one of us, just remember, you've invited the whole pack.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This has been an exciting matchup so far between the Frisco Dragons and Vancouver Lightning. Explosive action in every single quarter as now we get into the last one. It is currently 28-27 in favor of the Frisco Dragons, and it has been a fight all the way to get here. Plenty of swings back and forth for both teams, a roster change. What more could you ask for, Offbeat?
Not much. We got ourselves a 1-point game. And, you know, for games that, you know, go so long, if you have, you know, an imbalance, right? Where if one team is kind of if one team is moving well, playing well, and, you know, have a distinct skill advantage, you kind of expect to see that kind of, you know, multiply and let that momentum kind of cascade. But we've seen some very interesting back and forth in this game, which has been pretty wild. And here we are, fourth quarter, last chance for any wild, crazy momentum swings. You got to get them now because we're under 8 minutes left to go in this game. And this is really anyone's game here as the Dragons are going to pick up this disc and see if they cannot get the first points here. They're moving in quick, looking for that long connection. Not going to happen. Ninja Tim's got the disc, making the moves, getting the clear back for Vancouver.
Yes, excellent move there to keep it away from the incoming pressure before sending this one up for the self-pass off the back wall. It's Ninja Tim getting it done on both ends of the arena to sink in the 2 and get the lead back for Vancouver. That is exactly what Vancouver needed to start this quarter out strong. Like I said, it has been so back and forth so far. What both teams should be striving to do right now is at all costs preventing either team from running away with it. There is no more time after this quarter. There is no more time to reset, really think about what you're doing and get your lead back. It is do or die for the next 7 minutes if they want this game. And here comes Frisco. It's going to be True sending this one over to KJ in the mid. KJ taking a second here before hitting this reset back to Griffin. They are playing patient here, down by 1, but they are not going to let let this stack decide their cadence. It'll be KJ sending this one low to KJ. I misread that one, but KJ now sending this one back, connecting with Griffin on the back line, who once again draws out the defense before sending this one up to Looney. Looney trying to block, get rid of that defender, doing some dances on the shoulder before sending this one over to True, connecting on the bounce, and True just not able to make that one work as he gets the duck, but not the shot. But now back into the hands of Frisco. They'll try again as Griffin sends this one to True. True crossing high to KJ. KJ finding Looney on the backboard, and this time they're taking no chances, putting that one in for the two. Frisco up 30-29.
Yep. If the post is putting in such work, you just got to walk it away from the post and just kind of, deposit it into the middle of the goal. And that's what Looney does. Looney now putting the team up by 1. Critically, that 1 point is going to be very interesting as we get closer to the end here. Aspen with the disc as Vancouver looks to see if they can't counterattack, but oh, no. Griffin's floating up there in the middle, but doesn't see Mimsy. Mimsy with the steal, gonna send this one high. Oh, was probably looking to get that one to bounce further. It does get into the bubble, but was not where the stack was looking for it. Ninja with the disc, though, recovering it, moving in, getting it before the stack can get back on defense. Back the other way, Vancouver now with the 1 point lead.
Yep, 1 point lead, which is obviously not comfortable at all. Still with 5.5 minutes remaining in this quarter, remaining in this game. This is the last one. Let's see how Frisco answers back. It's going to be Griffin as the QB, wasting no time, immediately fires to KJ in the tunnel. KJ, though, under pressure from the stack, gets that pass over to True and breaks the stack apart, but it does not matter. Aspen gets the interception, and then intercepted once again now by Griffin. Griffin up to Looney. Looney not liking what he sees, goes for this quick reset back to Griffin, and he is going to slow this one down once again, down by 1, but does not matter. They're playing at their pace. Sends it to True. True looking to fire this one in off of the head of the stunned out goalie. That is unfortunate for Essen, but fortunate for the Dragons because they are up 32-31.
Yeah, these teams right now in the fourth quarter playing it, the warmest they've been the whole game. We're not seeing nearly as many mistakes, especially when set up, right? There's still, these odd, tussles where they're, fighting over a loose disc, trying to clear, trying to get set up. But teams once set up here have been looking pretty consistent in turning those setups into points, which is what we saw a couple teams, especially Vancouver early on, struggling with. But here we go back the other way. Ninja Tim with some time. Oh, Looney with the steal. Gonna take that one away from a sprawled out Ninja Tim and potentially get a chance going the other way. They've still got the pressure. Griffin with the disc moving in, trying to see if they can get some back-to-back points here. They're going to slow this one down and reset it. We're now halfway through the final quarter. 4 minutes left in the game. Moving down below. That's Looney under the goal. Looney moving in. Looney going to tuck the one around the post for 2 points. Back-to-back for the Dragons and a 3-point lead.
All right, that is the first set of back-to-back points that we have seen in a long time. About 3.5 minutes remaining, 3-point deficit. Let's see how Vancouver makes this work. It's going to start with the QB here from Essen, working this one up the bow before sending it low. Oh no, or at least trying to, but it's going to take some interesting bounces up into the hands of True for the Frisco Dragons. True here, taking just a second before sending this one over to Griffin, who hits the quick reset back to Looney here on the back line. And Looney now working his way forward. Oh my goodness, we've got Caption in the arena. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your socks. Caption is back. Let's see how that shakes this up, but we got to get through this volley first. It'll be Griffin slowing it down, holding here at the station. They have got the lead. They don't need to push until they're ready. Now bouncing this one low. It's going to be picked off by Nate Appleton, who gets the slap out of the bubble, but not the slap out as that bounces back toward the Dragons. No, just kidding. Essen gets a hand on it and sends this one through the mid.
Yeah, through the mid, but getting back on defense is that stack from the Dragons. They're going to send this one back. That's KJ with the disc. Moving under some pressure here as, there's the steal coming in. There's Ninja Tim. Ninja Tim, the sub coming in for Caption, has locked this one up. Ninja Tim walks in here, might even get bumped there for Caption coming back in, but wow, leaving a mark. We're locked up at 34.
All right, locked up 34-34. We've got Caption in. Ninja Tim has left. This game is going to be a nail biter to the final second. Let's go. It's going to be up into the hands of True in the tunnel. True under pressure sends this one over to KJ in the cross-side tunnel, who now is under that same stack pressure, hitting the reset back to Griffin. Griffin firing this one low, finding True on the floor. Under some pressure, looking for the cross, connecting with KJ, who is forced to reset now back to Griffin. Frisco is doing 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but they are making progress. Griffin now at the cloud, taking this one low, stopping for just a moment. Defense not budging yet, and Griffin is happy to stay there, or at least now looking to push off of the shield, driving this one in. No! Off of the ding ring. It has been the story of the night, but they are not done yet. Oh no, Mimsy getting a great grab there for the Vancouver Lightning, sends this one through. It could be an opportunity if they can get there first. The stacks together. It's picked up by Mimsy. Mimsy under some pressure, looks to fire this one high, but no, Griffin's got something to say about it. What a read there for the Frisco Dragons as they look to move it the other way.
Yeah, 1 minute 30 left on the clock. Long attempt coming here at the open goal. It's not going to connect, and the stacks all miss as this is going to bounce back into the tunnel there. Going to get slapped in to the Dragon zone. Dragon's back. Looney with the stack is going to get back there. Minute 13 left on the clock. Tied here. 34-34 in this, the final quarter. Frisco, they're wanting to be the last team to score some points here, and so they're trying to play it safe, going for what looked like a safe bounce, but Essen is there. Essen is going to clear this one in. Who's first back? It is Looney again. Whoa! Taking that very near the goal. Less than a minute to go here. KJ with the disc and with some space.
This could be the last play of the game if they burn enough time off of the clock. They've got the defense home, but they are going to push. It's KJ down low to Looney. Looney looking to drive in. Oh no, off the ding ring. That's not good, but KJ's got the grab. He'll send this one over cross, looking to connect with True, and it's going to be a bit too wide now out of the bubble, but Frisco is first there. Recovered by KJ, sending it low, looking for Looney. Looney on the floor, driving this one in for the two-pointer. 1 minute and 55 seconds to score that goal, and it's going to leave Vancouver with only about 8 seconds to make this one work.
Oh my goodness, so many off the post. Finally going in. Not much time on the clock coming out here. What are they going to do? They've had some fast relays before, but they're not coming out with a ton of speed, as there does look like there's an issue. 5 seconds as they're going to clear it in, as it's going to bounce in. That's off the nest, and that is out. Last points of the game go to the Dragons. Vancouver unable to answer, and in what was an absolute nail biter, this one goes to the Frisco Dragons.
What an incredible game. I honestly do not have words here. Shifting back and forth all the time. Both of these teams hitting their stride multiple times only to be disrupted by the other squad. And though it was bloody and it was a fight to the very end, it was Frisco Dragons taking it 36-34. You cannot ask for anything closer. Taking a quick look at these players here. I mean, let's talk about this Frisco squad. 17 points for Looney. He held down that column. The next closest score was Mimsy with 12, and that's not to say that he was selfish in the bubble, because he's also got 3 assists to his name this evening. Taking a look at the rest of these player stats, my goodness, KJ with 6 assists, contributing to the overall number of 14 assists for the Frisco Dragons. I mean, they were passing around the bubble, trying to find a way to get it through that Vancouver defense, because that Vancouver defense was nothing to mess with. They got up to 6 saves overall as a team, 5 steals. They were putting in the work, but, you know, possession still went to Frisco, and the game went to Frisco in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, so there's some excellent storylines that we are tracking through this one. We got, like, honestly, if anyone had told you that one of these teams was going to come in here, they were going to have to play with up to 3 non-rostered players and come out here like they did, and to put on such an excellent showing, absolutely incredible. Fantastic efforts from all the subs coming in, and in particular, want to call out Mimsy, who is doing an incredible job with shots from range, shots from up close, and the defensive effort. Incredible performance from there, and very, very nearly able to come with it. But like you said, with the good, consistent play throughout, that's what won it for the Frisco Dragons. Obviously, they could have won this by more if the post had not been such an enemy to them. But they were able to beat the post just enough times to squeeze out the win here today.
Yep, 100%. And you know, at the end of these NEPA games, we give out one Stuntman of the Game award. We are only able to recognize one of these players, but I am notorious for making that lead up quite painful, so here I go. You know, early on in this match, we were keeping an eye on these Vancouver players because they started out so strong. Essen holding down the back line, Nate Appleton always where he needed to be. Caption, my goodness, what a playmaker, and Mimsy as well. I am so impressed by what we saw from Mimsy this evening, and I hope Vancouver was paying attention to that too. Excellent work from that squad. But over there on Frisco, Griffin's got 11 points to his name, was killing it in the midfield. KJ with 6 assists. My goodness, putting it where it needed to be in bubble every single time. True as well, doing some work in and around the bubble, 3 assists. But Looney, my goodness, Looney, 17 points, 3 assists, 30 stuns, 2 steals. Looney, we were talking a little bit where Frisco wasn't exactly putting the shots on every time, but Looney did it when it mattered, getting that last set of points that got Frisco Dragons the lead at the last possible second. For that reason, Looney has got to be my pick for the stuntman of the game.
Yeah, big congrats to Looney. I think I'll agree with you there. Looney, look, coming in, putting in a heck of an effort. Ultimately, probably the difference is being what pushed the Dragons over the line and able to get them that win today. But a very, very big honorable shout out to Mimsy. Mimsy, if Mimsy comes out in a winning effort, this might be the other way around. But even if it's not MVP for the game as a whole, for the biggest surprise and the biggest, the biggest I don't want to say impact, but yeah, the biggest shocker coming out here. Definitely coming out, making a great name for themselves in the league. Keep an eye on Mimsy, because I'm sure we have not seen the last of them after that showing.
Yep, absolutely. So congratulations to Looney getting the whole tower stuntman of the game. And hey, guess what? We're going to have the opportunity to talk to Looney and the rest of the Frisco Dragons in just a few minutes. We're going to pull them in for an interview. So stick around. We will be right back with the players of the Frisco Dragons. Hello and welcome back. We just saw an incredible matchup between the Vancouver Lightning and the Frisco Dragons that went to the very, very end. Very, very close, 36-34. And it was the Frisco Dragons taking it home. I'm joined right now by the Frisco Dragons players. It's going to be Griffin, KJ, Timpa, Looney, and True. First of all, guys, congratulations on the win. Congratulations, Looney. We gave you the Stuntman of the Game award. How are you guys feeling after that first match? That is your season opener, and what a match.
I mean, a pretty shaky game coming into it. Definitely not performing the way we wanted to, but I mean, a win is a win, and we'll keep scrimming and working on it for the rest of the season.
Yeah, yep. Absolutely. Guys, look, you came in here. Obviously, both teams looking a little shaky out of the gate. We expected that. Teams are going to kind of find their footing. It took some time. How do you guys feel that you developed? Do you feel like you kind of like grew and got better as the game went on? And how much more room do you think you guys still have left to show and flex as the season continues?
I think this team has a lot of potential. The start we got like slowly better over time. We've kind of had trouble scrimming because we're all pretty busy, and then we didn't get a warm up before this due to some complications. So the first half was pretty much our warm up that time. So, but yeah, I think over time, the more we start scrimming and we get elevated in the mix here, I think it'll be pretty nice. I think it'll be a fun time. We'll have fun. We're all pretty much friends already, so it'll be a good time.
Yeah. You guys definitely have a unique element of chemistry that I cannot wait to see continue to develop over the course of this season. But going back to this match, right? We saw both teams hit their stride several times, right? You guys had a pretty sizable lead at one point. Vancouver came back and ended out the half up, I think, by 9 points, and then you guys returned fire coming back. So what was the secret to those back and forth? How did you pull yourselves out of it when it seemed like Vancouver was starting to run away? And then how did you keep your head straight, once you started going on those strides as well?
I mean, it's just sort of a mental thing. I think at times, I think some individual people gotten down and not performing they wanted to, but it's really just we take a second to rethink our strategy. We had that one period with their 2 pauses, and it just took time to rethink what we were doing and go from there on.
Yeah, they had quite a few technical issues near the end there, which set them back a good bit, and we got to gain some momentum from that. Unfortunate for them, fortunate for us.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it happens. It's part of the game. But the way that you guys were able to capitalize on the opportunities given to you is commendable. And you came out 36-34 because of it. Offbeat, you got anything else?
One more thing we gotta know. We couldn't help calling it out the whole game. What is it about the sound of the disc dinging off the opposition post that entranced you so much? Because my goodness, you gave that goal a workout this game.
I just wasn't feeling it. I don't know. I don't feel like I really played that good. It took me a while to get into my vibe shooting, but yeah, I gave all the pockets a workout this whole game. I was dinging a lot. So I don't know. I like the sound of the ding. It wakes me up a little bit. So
for sure. Thank you.
I love it. Hey, you know what? We all got off nights. The key is that you capitalize when you need to. And my goodness, Looney, did you do that with that last goal of the game, leaving with Vancouver? No time for them to come back. So excellent performance from you guys this evening, and I cannot wait to see it continue as we go into the rest of the series. But we've got another game that we've got to get to. If you thought that Vancouver versus Frisco was great, wait till you see the Junction City Juggernauts as they take on the Aspen Sparrows. It's going to be coming up next here on the channel. So we're going to go to a quick break while we get ready for that game, but we've got more AAA action coming up next. Stick around. We'll see you soon.
Eliminate the chance of messy, unwanted side-by-side hair. Go green this summer with Kawasaki. Get your favorite Kawasaki motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
Yeah! Side-by-side hair, just don't care.
Harley-Davidson builds bikes that are meant to ride. There are vehicles your parents would recommend you drive. Then there are the motorcycles your crazy uncle who gave you fireworks for your birthday tells you to ride. You wouldn't want to let your uncle down, would you? If your need is speed, chrome, and custom paint, check out all of the new and pre-owned bikes at Greenmount Road Harley-Davidson in O'Fallon, Illinois. Don't let your uncle down. Get to Greenmount. One American with a burning desire to save the world from high prices. He is the stuntman that saved the world. He is looking to destroy high prices. A man that brought the world together because of his love for Kawasaki. One man strapped to a 2021 Terex KRX 1000. The stuntman that saved the world. Get your favorite Kawasaki motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
If you really want to find out what you're made of, you can forget the personality tests and social media quizzes. Because the only way you're ever going to know is by heading into the big, wild, raging, so damn beautiful it hurts world and finding out for yourself. Were you born to follow a path, or were you born free? These are the things we thought about when we made the new Grand Cherokee. Made for what you're made of.
If you call one of us, just remember, you've invited the whole pack.
We don't have to worry about predators like our ancestors did. No saber-toothed tigers stalking from the brush. No dire wolves circling the camp. There are no more monsters to fear. And so, we have to build our own.
Hold on a minute. Did we hear that right? Dodge is making an electric car?
We're talking hypothetical, right?
Surely you jest. Dodge? You mean the people who devised the legendary 426 Hemi and sunk it into a sublime missile? You mean the Dodge that created the Hellcat Red Eye and the most powerful muscle car in the world? Makers of the 840 horsepower wheel-standing Demon? Why on God's green earth would Dodge ever build an electric car? Anybody? Any thoughts out there? Hello?
One American with a burning desire to save the world from high prices. He is the stuntman that saved the world. A man that brought the world together because of his love for Honda. One man with 4 wheels strapped to a parallel twin engine. The stuntman that saved the world. Get your favorite Honda motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois. Access the largest motorsports inventory in America. We're authorized dealers for Can-Am, Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Sea-Doo, and more. Get the best deals these brands have to offer. Browse through our inventory to find exactly what you're looking for. Tired of the side effect of side-by-side hair? Not when you have a Kawasaki. Your love of your Kawasaki Teryx 1000 will save you from side-by-side hair. Enjoy your Kawasaki on all types of terrain and magically eliminate the chance of messy, unwanted side-by-side hair. Go green this summer with Kawasaki. Get your favorite Kawasaki motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
Yeah! Side-by-side hair, just don't care.
Harley-Davidson builds bikes that are meant to ride. There are vehicles your parents would recommend you drive. Then there are the motorcycles your crazy uncle who gave you fireworks for your birthday tells you to ride. You wouldn't want to let your uncle down, would you? If your need is speed, chrome, and custom paint, check out all of the new and pre-owned bikes at Greenmount Road Harley-Davidson in O'Fallon, Illinois. Don't let your uncle down. Get to Greenmount. One American with a burning desire to save the world from high prices. He is the stuntman that saved the world. He is looking to destroy high prices. A man that brought the world together because of his love for Kawasaki. One man strapped to a 2021 Teryx KRX 1000. The stuntman that saved the world. Get your favorite Kawasaki motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
Hello and welcome back. We just finished up an electric matchup between the Frisco Dragons and the Vancouver Lightning, but the AAA Echo action does not stop there because now we've got another match, and this time it's going to be between the Junction City Juggernauts as they take on the Aspen Sparrows. I am still psychotic, got offbeat in the booth to focus on the cams. This is shaping up to be quite the matchup. Looking at the rosters on this team, my goodness, taking a quick look at the Aspen Sparrows first, it's going to have, well, they've got 5 in right now, all of them rostered. Not sure who's going to actually be playing, but they've got Original, they've got B-Love, they've got Vanzy, they've got Jakey, and they've got Rockter, who they picked up over the course of the offseason with that roster expansion, and I am sure is going to bring quite the X factor to this squad. The Aspen Sparrows may have missed the playoffs last series as they underwent a couple of roster changes here and there and struggled to find their stride, but this is a new series. This is a new game. This is a new opportunity for them to turn that around, especially with the roster changes that they had going into this season. I think this is going to be a new team, and I am excited to see what we see from them. But also looking over at the side of the Junction City Juggernauts, they very notably, made the postseason. ended up knocked out by New Haven, who went on to win the entire postseason, won the AAA championship, so no shame there. But we're also notably missing Empty for a lot of last series, and when we saw them take on the Scranton Royals in the offseason for their exhibition match, my goodness, they put on such a performance, and Phenom even said, this is not the same squad we saw last series. This is going to bring new life to the franchise, a new energy into the arena, and I cannot even begin to describe how excited I am to see the return of these players. It's going to be Empty, Phenom, UG, and Supram. And Offbeat, you know, I know this is your first cast here with NEPA, but you know these names as well as I do. This is quite a squad.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, there's a lot of recognizable names here. If you've been around the Echo game for any amount of time, you were talking about Junction City, right? Playing that long without Empty and having that back in the lineup now, coming to a team that already was on the cusp of greatness, just barely losing to New Haven, who went on to, you know, win this whole thing. Obviously, lots of potential. Have to be coming into this one as the favorites and have to be feeling like, you know, this is it. This is the first step on a road to a potential championship here in AAA. And on the other side, if you're Aspen, you're coming to this game like, look, we've got a fresh slate. That has to be on their mind, and that's why this first game is so important. They're coming in against an opponent that they know they're coming in as the underdogs to, but they have an opportunity here to kind of say, even if they don't get a good win, to put in a good team effort, to show they're improved, and to show that they have what it takes to compete and to earn themselves a playoff spot here in this series.
Yep. Absolutely. You know, taking a look at Aspen Sparrows, not picking on them, but, you know, last season was 2-12. Not what they are looking to do this season. And as you said, even if they don't take the win here, because Junction City is a scary squad to be playing against, it is a good place for them to find their footing and at least, you know, start getting in that right direction. You can't expect overnight progress or even off-season progress. It's going to take consistently playing together for a longer time for them to really hit their stride. But I think we are going to see excellent work come out of them this evening. They've got 5 players in the arena right now, and any combination of those 5 players is quite lethal. I mean, Original is really incredible in and around the bubble. B-Love has the game brain, runs the mid. Vanzi just all over the place, particularly on defense, as is Jakey and Rockter. Rockter is an OG from before my time, and I have not had the privilege of seeing him play before, but am I excited to see it now.
Yes, you are, Saika. As, look, it's, yeah, like, I know I've had the chance to meet Original in person up at the Echo Northland a while back, and it was great. He is one of kind of, as a standalone player, some premier Canadian talent, and I think that's kind of the theme here as we look across the Sparrows. There's lots of individual talent there, and it's just a matter of getting that talent to mesh together, right? And that's something that's going to come with time. That's something that's going to come with experience. Finding the right combos, finding the right play style, you know, to fit their unique skill sets. We'll see if they've made any progress in the offseason, and we'll see if that continues to improve as the season and even as this match in and of itself goes on. And you have to contrast that against the Juggernauts, who, you know, they've got most of their, you know, basically the same squad coming in from last year, and they're going to have that immediate synergy right out of the gate. We talked about last game, right, when we were looking at Vancouver and Frisco, right? Both of those teams, they're kind of in the similar spot, right? We had one team that was kind of new put together and one team that had that experience as a unit, and that experience ended up paying off. It was probably closer than we would have expected, but when the chips came down, when it was all important and they needed to get it figured out, that's essentially what carried them over the finish line, having that experience and being able to play that consistent game. So we got the same story set up here. Which way is it going to go? It's probably a little more exaggerated in those regards than it was in our first match. But, you know, we're here. We're at game time. It's time for those questions to get some answers. Wouldn't you say, Saika?
Absolutely. Both of these teams have readied up. Aspen still has 5. So, you know, new series Is 4v4. It'll be interesting to see how this goes, but hey, we're getting into it right here, right now. This first quarter kicks off now. It's going to be the first touch going to Junction City, but their stack is stunned out, and Original picks it up instead. Original firing this one through the tunnels, looking to chase it down with the stack. No, actually connecting with Vanzi, but Vanzi, under all of the pressure from the Juggernauts there, loses this one to Yuji, who is a force in and of himself, sending this one through, but this is where Rockter is hiding. He is going to get the pickup here for the side of Aspen, working his way through the tunnel, sending it low before connecting with Original on the floor, crossing, looking high. Ooh, not quite going to find Vanzi, but he will find B-Love, who fires the shot, but Sapram coming out of the stun just in time to get the save, sends it all the way through the mid.
Yeah, great timing there coming out of the save. You could see they were trying to line that up, but hey, first points going to Empty. Empty making his presence felt here early on. Three-pointer off the backboard, and here come the Juggernauts.
All right. It's going to be the Juggernauts. Started out strong with that three-pointer. Just over a minute off of the first quarter. Excuse me, I can read. And Rockter is going to be the QB for the first joust advantage here for Aspen, but they're going to lose it quickly to the defensive stack. All good, though, as Rockter gets back to it, gets the stun, looks for the shot, but Phenom's got something to say about it. He'll send it right back up to Sapram. Sapram looking at the open goal, looking for another three. No, off of the ding ring, but back into his own hands, sending this one over to Yuji, who has taken no chances, puts that one into the top pocket for the two. Junction City is starting out strong.
Yeah, one off the ding ring, and even dinging it on the way in. That blue post, picking up right where it left off from last game. That being said, Juggernauts have been converting a lot more of these early ones into points. We saw last game, it was 6-4 by end of first round. Very low scoring. Doesn't look like we're going to get that this time as the Juggernauts are kind of opening on fire here. Oh, there's a turnover, a quick shot. Is that one in? That one's going to ding, but no worries. They've got three in the bubble. Lots of time. Empty going to put this one in. Oh my goodness. Juggernauts in control here early.
Yes, indeed. And as Jucifer has pointed out in the chat, the ding ring continues to be the MVP going into this game, just as it was in the last one. But now here come the Sparrows. Down by 7. They need to get something going soon because, as you said, JCJ is in control, and maybe, no, Phenom getting the grab off of the bounce, sending this one through for the waiting stack. They've got the speed, but can they read? No, it's going to be into the hands of Original instead here for the Sparrows, doing some moves to keep it away from the incoming pressure before sending it through the tunnel where it's going to bounce up into the hands of Rockter, looking at the open goal, and he don't miss those. That's going in from 17 meters out. The Sparrows are on the board.
Yep, exactly what the Sparrows needed. Gonna put that one in for 3 points, getting a very, very important answer to what was 7 unanswered points coming in from the Juggernauts. The Juggernauts looking at least a little stoppable for the moment. The question is, can the Sparrows keep up this pressure here? Coming in quick here. Oh, is Original gonna make the save in what was a really quick relay and a good setup, but Original up to the task as it looks like the Sparrows here with a chance to answer back. They can move in. Is that another 3? It is, and just like that, back to back, they are back in this one.
Oh my goodness. Nothing says we're not done yet like back-to-back threes. That was huge. What was a 7-point differential just a mere moment ago is now down to just a 1-point lead for JCJ. Let's see if they can extend it here with this Joust advantage. It's through to Yuji, but he's got the whole team on him, forcing this pass over across to Empty. And what a bounce was that. Still in control. It's going to be Phenom on the back line, receiving this reset to set up the JCJ team.
Yeah, got some time, not under a ton of pressure. Phenom is going to slow this one down, is going to find Empty. Looking, there's an open target on the shield, and Supram is going to take that one, just kind of walk it in for 2 points. If you've got the space, why not flexing it? 3-point lead is restored as 9-6 is our scoreline as we're halfway through the first quarter.
Oh my goodness, you know, Yuji Mom, Yuji's biggest fan in the chat, letting us know that Yuji is hype IRL. She can hear the yelling, and I'm sure we'll hear it continue. This one's gonna be Vanzi, though, looking for some more points. Oh no, off of the bottom of the shield and into the hands of Empty, who is quick to get rid of it. Looks to connect with Yuji, but that's gonna be stolen away by Rockter here for the Sparrows. Rockter connecting with Vanzi on the shield, doing some moves behind the back for the 2. They're back within 1.
The absolute disregard for the goalie. Just gonna float in, put all the focus on the defender coming in, and just kind of casually toss it into the goal as an afterthought. I mean, If it works, it works, and they've got themselves back within 1 here. 3 minutes on the clock. As it's in the hands of the Juggernauts here to see if they cannot extend that lead once more. They're doing a good job of moving this disc quickly. They're set up. They're going to reset this one back as it is Phenom with the disc with some space. They've done a good job here of kind of breaking their way, cutting their way into that zone. And there's 2 more points as they work their way into the bubble. It's like clockwork as the Juggernauts have kind of settled into a slower paced game, but they're not making mistakes. They're making perfect, crisp passes, moving it at a perfect pace, and putting it at the goal every time right now.
Yes, they are playing incredibly consistently, and they have been quick to capitalize on the opportunities that they have created. But here come the Sparrows once again. That's Vanzi pulling out the goalie. Look at it do it again. But this time it goes off the ding ring and into the hands of Original. Original doing some moves under pressure, forces this one back to B-Love. B-Love finding that pass on the backboard, and it's Original putting it in for the 2. My goodness, Sparrows really saying here, anything you can do, I can do as well. They are refusing to let JCJ get their lead back.
The absolute audacity of Vanzi coming in, doing the behind-the-back shot again. Dings it off the post, and they are able to turn into some points eventually. As neither offense really seems stoppable at the moment. As we say that, the backstack coming in, never underestimate a good backstack. They are going to throw that into the hands of Phenom, though. Phenom, though, going to try and pop this one back into the zone, try and get some pressure. But no, it will be Vanzi sending this one across down into the trap area. Both teams kind of scrambling to set up some good possession here as it is still floating loose. It's going to be in the hands of Yuji. Not for long, though, as it goes back and forth. Yuji gets it back, going to send it to Phenom, and there they've got some space. That's empty up above, looking. There's the cut pass back, moving in. Goalie jumps out. Not soon enough. Empty going to put this one in, and we have a 3-point lead now back for the Juggernauts. Let's see if Aspen Sparrow can get their answer back again.
You know, what I have really enjoyed from the JCJ squad is the calm, controlled play, and particularly from Empty. He has been killing it in and around the bubble, getting it to where it needs to go, putting in the shots, and as I say that, Yuji looking for an opportunity as well, but going to be denied by Rocker getting that interception. And oh my, there's a stack together. B-Love looking at an open goal. Goalie gets home, but no, off of the ding ring instead, and it will make its way to the mid, where it will end up in the hands of Yuji. Yuji feeding this one through. Now it's going to be JCJ looking for more points, but no, Empty stunned out by B-Love, and the Sparrows are back in possession.
30 seconds left in the quarter as teams jostle to kind of get those final points. It could potentially be going this way. Original with the shot! We are locked up at 13. Who would have called that after this opening? But lo and behold, the Aspen Sparrows pulling their way back in here. Original setup with that open 3. Will not miss it. Hits it dead on target. And with only 9 seconds left on the clock, JCG, the Junction City Juggernauts, are getting them out here. They've been able to move it quick. They're doing it again. They're coming in. They're taking a shot. No! What? Original! Scoring the 3, making the saves. We got ourselves a game locked up here at 13 as we are going to head to a quick break. We will be right back to set up quarter number 2. You don't want to miss this one.
Tired of the side effect of side-by-side hair? Not when you have a Kawasaki. Your love of your Kawasaki Terex 1000 will save you from side-by-side hair. Enjoy your Kawasaki on all types of terrain and magically eliminate the chance of messy, unwanted side-by-side hair. Go green this summer with Kawasaki. Get your favorite Kawasaki motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
Yeah! Side-by-side hair, just don't care.
If you really want to find out what you're made of, you can forget the personality tests and social media quizzes. Because the only way you're ever going to know is by heading into the big, wild, raging, so damn beautiful it hurts world and finding out for yourself. Were you born to follow a path, or were you born free? These are the things we thought about when we made the new Grand Cherokee. Made for what you're made of.
Hello and welcome back. We don't have a lot of time to talk about what an explosive quarter we just saw here between JCJ as they take on the Aspen Sparrows. We're tied 13-13, and the action does not stop because here we go into quarter two starting right now. First touch going to go to the Sparrows, and my goodness, was that a powerful headbutt, but the first possession is going to go to JCJ as Supram looks to send this one through. No, just kidding. Vanzi, what a read there, gets the grab in the midfield, and he will work his way up here for the Sparrows, sending this one low cross, looking to bounce that to the teammate, and though it doesn't go to the intended recipient, it does find its way to Rocker, who now sends this one low to Original on the floor, but Original, faced with incredible defense here from JCJ, opts to back this one all the way out to mid before making his way back up the arena, looking for those opportunities, finds one in the form of Rocker, cutting in for the first 2 points of this quarter. Aspen Sparrows are up 15-13.
That is the first lead for the Aspen Sparrows this game, and coming in right here to kick off the second quarter. Could not have picked a better time, with the possible exception of as the last seconds count down in the fourth quarter. But they'll take here, as it is going to be moving up. Junction City doing that quick move down the field as they have done here so many times. And ooh, that pass is going to bounce off. Not what Phenom was looking for. Don't worry, Supram is there to pick it up and set this one back as Phenom with some time, with some space. That Bubble D has been set up. Gonna find Supram up above and gonna put that one in. Jake gets a piece of it, but not enough. We're deadlocked back at 15.
Yeah, I don't know if that was off the head or through the hands, but either way, points are points, and that was what JCJ was looking for. As you said, now tied up 15-15, but still plenty of time left to go in this quarter. Let's see how Aspen handles their first joust advantage of the quarter. It's going to start with the QB from Rocker, sending this one low to Vanzi. Vanzi looking for that quick reset, but it's not going to work the way they intended. Instead, it's picked up by Empty, but then intercepted quickly by Rocker. The Sparrows are not done yet, sending this one low to Original, now crossing, looking for Vanzi, but it takes a bad bounce instead up into the hands of Yuji off the head of Vanzi, but he does get back to it before sending this one through for the waiting stack. Almost a shot as that goes off the backboard, but hey, that's what your teammates are there for. Phenom getting the pickup and putting it in for the 2.
Back-to-back scores for the Juggernauts, putting them up 2, taking that lead that they feel they so rightly deserve. But as is, we've got ourselves another close game here, folks. We thought it couldn't get better than our first matchup, and still obviously room for things to go completely awry and for teams to fall apart, but so far we haven't been seeing that. We've been seeing some excellent offensive work on both sides of the arena here. Vanzi is going to send this across to Jake. Jake with a lot of space, but not a lot of teammates up front, so he's going to go for the long reset. Uh-oh, there's a disconnect, though, as that is going to drift all the way back into the zone and potentially punishing here as Phenom picking up that disc, moving in, looking for the bounce. No, Vanzi going to read that one exceptionally well, keeping that one out as we hit the 5-minute mark here in the second quarter.
Excellent work there from the side of the Sparrows, and what a save from Vanzi, but JCJ is not done yet as Empty picks this one up, working his way into the bubble. Oh, no, just kidding, not into the bubble. That's off the backboard for the 3. JCJ is on a roll, up 5 points now, which is the largest lead that we have seen, since JCJ had the initial 7 points.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, having the 3-on-4 will definitely help that, but it's not like that triggered this whole thing. The Juggernauts have kind of, been working their way back into it for a decent amount now and have been playing fairly consistently well. So the onus right now is on the Sparrows to get something going, and there they've done it. A good job moving it up. Vanzi capitalizing right before that stack gets back, puts it in for 3, and brings them within 2 of the Juggernauts.
Yep. I've said it before, I'll say it again. When you are down by an odd number of points, more than 3, it always feels so good to get that 3-pointer first, because now it is just a 2-pointer to get them tied up here with JCJ. But you know that JCJ's got something to say about it as they work their way forward off of this joust advantage. Phenom looking to send this one through. Oh no, Vanzi's got something to say about it. Gets the steal, but not the shot as that goes off of the shield and into the hands of Yuji. Yuji taking a bit too long there, trying to find a way away from the incoming stack. stack, and instead will send it to Original. Original now looking for that cross over to B-Love, but he was occupied by the defender, so it will not work as intended, but still in their possession as Vanzi sends this to Original. Original on the boot looking for one more pass to B-Love, but B-Love was looking to take care of the goalie. Another shot comes through from Vanzi, but that one will not work either as that's making its way to the mid. Picked up though by Jakey here for the side of the Sparrows. He'll send this one over for the waiting stack. Good coordination there, but not fast enough as the defense gets to it, gets the steal, and gets the send through.
Yeah, lots of chances there, but not able to capitalize. That could cost them. As back the other way here come the Juggernauts, moving quick. They're in the bubble. No! That one is going to get slapped off the line as it bounces just wide. And it's going to kind of float out here in neutral zone. Jakey is going to pick this one up, tries to bounce off the ceiling, get the clear. Won't get initially, but is able to get the stun on Phenom and tries to take that shot, but Yuji says no. Yuji getting the ender, sending it back in, and a quick counterattack here. Looking for the long shot, but no. Vanzi and the stack get back and hold that defensive line for the Sparrows.
Back and forth we go. This is one of the longest volleys that we have seen tonight. This one's into the hands of Phenom. Phenom looking for that one more pass. Oh my goodness. Missed the intended recipient on the backboard, but the shot almost still went in off of the bounce, but denied by the defense, and now back into the zone of JCJ where it will be recovered by Empty. Empty sends this one through, but it's going to bounce right into the hands of B-Love, who feeds this one up to Original. Original, a little time and space to work with, looks to send this one low off of the bounce, connecting with Jakey, but Phenom is all over it. He has the read, he gets the stun, he gets the send. We're with Yuji. Yuji looking for that mail slot, but no, off of the top of the shield and into the hands of Supram. Stolen by Vanzi, but not for long enough as that is stolen right back and put in for the 2.
Yeah, first 2-score lead the Juggernauts have had in a little bit here, and they do extend it to 22-18 after that lengthy back and forth looking for those points, as we are now only under 2 minutes left in the half. It is B-Love with the disc. That stack is going to shoot just wise. You got to watch out for the back stack coming in. Original is going to get rid of that one. Gets a good bounce there to kind of get all the way across to Jakey. Jakey with Vanzi across on the other side, looking. That pass lane isn't going to open up and is going to try to reset, but B-Love isn't able to there connect, and Supram with the disc is able to turn this one back around. Maybe some more points here for the Juggernauts if they can capitalize on this. They've got the disc moving in, looking at that net. No, that one is going to zing wide. 2 goalies in the way, and that will be enough as the Sparrows recover that disc and clear it down into the Juggernaut zone.
Yep, sent on down, but not for long, or maybe, oh my goodness, I thought for sure JCJ was about to turn that one around, but no, Jakey all over that disc, gets the pickup, and with coordination with its teammate to stun out the goalie, sends it in for the 3. That is exactly what they needed there, as they get themselves to back within just 1 point. 45 seconds remaining left in this half. Let's see who's going to get the last points. Phenom over to Empty. Empty wasting no time, looks to fire that one through for the relay, but B-Love all over that one, but now back into the possession of JCJ. That's Supram looking at an open goal. Oh no, off of the ding ring. Now it's Yuji's turn, and Yuji don't miss those from 8 meters out. That's going in for the 3. JCJ is up 25-21, and there's still going to be a handful of seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, they're going to come out here with about 8 seconds on the clock, which is enough. We've definitely seen things happen that quickly. And at this level, the teams are absolutely able to, put a play together that quickly. So it's going to be an all or nothing. They're coming out here with the speed. B-Love with all the time and space in the world. Call him Doctor Who. They're going to send it to Jakey. Jakey sent it down, but they're not quick enough. So close to getting the points. Not quite connect. 1 more second, and they've got it. But as it stands, 25-21 is your score as we are at halftime.
Yes, excellent work by both of these teams. As we go into this half, we're going to break down their performances right after a quick word from the sponsors. Stick around. We'll see you soon.
Tired of the side effect of side-by-side hair? Not when you have a Kawasaki. Your love of your Kawasaki Teryx 1000 will save you from side-by-side hair. Enjoy your Kawasaki on all types of terrain and magically eliminate the chance of messy, unwanted side-by-side hair. Go green this summer with Kawasaki. Get your favorite Kawasaki motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides today at Holzhauer Pro Motorsports in Nashville, Illinois.
Yeah! Side-by-side hair, just don't care.
Hold on a minute. Did we hear that right? Dodge is making an electric car?
We're talking hypothetical, right?
Surely you jest. Dodge? You mean the people who devised the legendary 426 Hemi and sunk it into a sublime missile? You mean the Dodge that created the Hellcat Red Eye and the most powerful muscle car in the world? Makers of the 840 horsepower wheel-standing Demon? Why on God's green earth would Dodge ever build an electric car? Anybody? Any thoughts out there? Hello?
Hello and welcome back as we continue to cover this match here between the Junction City Juggernauts as they take on the Aspen Sparrows. It has been an incredible night of Echo so far, and this match is no exception. Right now, it is JCJ holding the lead quite narrowly at 25-21. Offbeat, tell us a bit about that last quarter. What led to this point?
Look, it was a pretty wild quarter, right? We kind of saw big swings both ways. Because coming into this, the Sparrows really, they kind of surprised us in the first quarter. They came out in the first quarter, and they left us with a draw at the end of it, which, they fell behind really early and then came back and made it really close. And then kind of over the course of this second quarter, we saw the teams kind of settle down, find their rhythm, and we saw a little more of what we expected to see out of this series, where we were kind of expecting to see the Juggernauts perform well and kind of expect them to see them come out on top this game. And we did get to see a little more of that consistent play as they slowly built their lead. We still saw some excellent flashes of brilliance from the Sparrows, but the Juggernauts really coming out with a little more consistent play, and it's what's given them the 4-point lead that they have right now.
Yep. Absolutely. Taking a quick look at these stats right now, they absolutely tell a story. Right now, we have seen JCJ have excellent control and discipline as they work their way up and down the arena, utilizing plenty of passing and stacking. And I've got to point out that every single player right now on this JCJ squad has an assist. And my goodness, Sup runs up to 4 of them leading that column. But I mean, every player having an assist means that this team knows how to work it in and around the bubble. They know how to utilize their teammates in such a way that they will convert on the opportunities given to them. And though they have significantly more shots taken compared to over there at Aspen, I mean, they've got 25 compared to Aspen's 14. It has led to their success, and they're currently up 25-21. Whether or not that will stay that way, only time will tell, because we've got 2 more quarters to get into to decide the rest of this match.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we get into this third quarter, Saika, I need to know, as someone who loves Echo and wants to hang around humans that are not fishes, where on earth could I possibly do that in a real live environment as opposed to all these people I've only met online?
Ball. I cannot believe that you would expose me like this. Second of all, hey guys, if you like Oh, and you would like to see this live? Guess what? NEPA is hosting a charity cup, that will benefit Crush and Heal. So these players will be competing for mental health and recovery in virtual reality and beyond. It's going to be at Union Station in St. Louis, Missouri, March 10th through 12th, 2023. There is a NEPA discount for hotel rooms as well. They have outgrown Busch Stadium after the last event, and they're holding this next one. It is bound to be a good time, but we've got to get through this match before we can get there. So away we go into the third quarter. Jakey looking to send that one through, but Phenom gets the grab, sends it up to the waiting stack. That's empty, looking at open goal, and you know he don't miss those from 16 meters out, because I can read. That's going in for the 3, and it extends this lead 28-21.
Yeah. It's a little concerning that can't happen until this game finishes, which means we do need a winner. If this keeps going through overtimes, we're going to have to delay the event, and then the whole cause kind of just goes down the tubes. Really for the hope of the charity that it doesn't come to that. And fortunately, trying very hard to keep us away from that scenario is the Juggernauts, who got an interception, and then they've got 2 more points. Phenom with interception with the 2 points. And that is a 9-point lead now, as the Juggernauts coming out on fire here.
JCJ is on fire right now. That is a 2 or 3 sets of unanswered points so far in the quarter, and they've extended their lead now 30-21, 9 points up. Let's see how the Aspen Sparrows plan to answer back as they work their way forward off of this Joust advantage. What a pass there from Original, threading the needle just over the table to send it to Jake, but Jakey sends it to Original on the floor, making their way forward, looking for some options here as he works his way up the wall, but is happy to play patient as well. 2 players on the floor, and he'll decide on sending it to Jakey, working his way up from the boot, but waits too long as Phenom jumps out, gets the steal, and gets the send through.
Yeah, it's clear. Just waiting to see whose stacks are going to get together first. It does look like it is going to be the Sparrows getting to that first and able to get rid of it just in time, but we're rushed getting that clear out, and as a result, Yuji's able to pick this one up. Oh, a great behind the back pass to Phenom, and Phenom gonna close that one out, extending this lead now to 12 points. Juggernauts have had enough of this close game nonsense. The charity land will go forward. They have themselves up to 33.
Yes, indeed. But as you said, 33-21, JCJ is hitting their stride. Aspen Sparrows need to find a way to get themselves back back into this game. They cannot wait for JCJ to continue building upon this lead. They have got to create some opportunities of their own, and maybe they'll find it here as Original sends it back to Rocker. Rocker firing cross to Jakey. Yuji, what a beautiful read there from Yuji, forcing the turnover that the teammate is able to send all the way through the mid, bouncing off of that back wall, but the defensive stack is home. No, just kidding. That's another turnover forced. It's Yuji looking for the shot, but no good as that bounces away into the hands of Suprum. Suprum getting through the defenders and putting it in off of the backboard for the 2. JCJ will not be stopped.
An absolute run here as unanswered points now, I believe, totaling 10, I want to say, because yeah, we were looking at a 25-21 scoreline coming in here. 10 unanswered points from the Juggernauts. They're the Juggernaut boys. They ain't gonna be stopped here. And clearly in the second half, they're holding on to that because they've got the disc back again. And they might, just might, if you ask nicely, score some more points.
Yep, just maybe as Empty sends this one down low, connecting with Phenom. Phenom heard the call and is happy to answer. Putting that one in for the 2. It's going to get JCJ up by 16 points offbeat. When we came into this quarter, it was only a 4-point difference. I think it was 25-21, but JCJ in a matter of 4 minutes has extended that up 37-21.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it's a statement quarter for sure for them. We're halfway through this quarter, but already so much damage has been done. They've got that disc again. Momentum is swinging here, and you can feel it just every time back in the hands of the Sparrows. They've turned it over to that relentless pressure from the Juggernauts as Original with the disc here, trying to slow it down, see if they can't get Sparrows, onto something, some points of their own here. And Rockstar will have some time here and is going to try and send this one up, is going to get it part way through, but it's going to be back in the hands of Yuji as they kind of fight for possession. It's going to get dumped in, picked up by the Juggernauts on their back line.
Yep. empty. Oh my goodness. That's empty. That's empty. Putting that one almost in on the empty goal. No good. And now the teammates are in the area to pick it up. They're not done yet, as that shot is going to be into the hands of the goalie, but another opportunity created here. Supram takes this one to the post, firing that one in. Just a smidge off though for both the shot and the pass. And instead it's going to end up in the hands of Original doing some dance moves here, trying to find a clear lane. And he will not be able to do so as that bounces off of the wall and into the hands of Empty. Empty throwing an excellent self-pass there to hold possession for JCJ before going over across to Supram. Supram hitting UG on the way in. Time and time again, that play has worked for JCJ, and that will not be an exception. That's in for the 2, and now they're up 39-21.
For those keeping track, that is 14 unanswered points for the unstoppable Juggernauts, following after the Marvel hero, for which they are, of course, named. There are no other Juggernauts. There were no Juggernauts before the Juggernaut. As it is cleared out here, looking for another chance. They are going to get this one all the way through, but that backstack, that backstack was there first, but it's not enough. Ladies and gentlemen, we have jinxed it, and points have been scored by the Aspen Sparrows. It's something, and something is what they desperately needed.
Something is better than nothing. They have got a mountain to climb here, 39-23 still, even with those points, but you've got to start somewhere, and they've got to get back-to-back points here. More points from JCJ, would be devastating for them. Let's see if they can do it as they get this one picked up on their own back line. No, stolen away by UG. UG lining up the shot and puts it in for the 2. JCJ taking this game back. I can talk. 41-23.
Of course you can, Saika. You're not a fish. You're a person. As we are a minute 30 left on the clock here. Coming out the tunnel. Surprised we haven't seen a timeout, honestly, coming from the Sparrows. I probably would have called one if I were in their shoes when, when this started spiraling a little bit. But as is, they're going to lose the disc again. Empty with it. Fading back, throwing that long shot. Isn't going to connect, and they're not able to get the stacks in there in time. Jakey is back with the defensive partner zooming into the tunnel, and it will give the Sparrows a chance here to maybe counterattack. They've got the clear in, but they don't have the disc. It's Bab for grabs, though. Oh, that's going to bounce off the shield. Back into the hands of Original. They've got possession. They've got a 4-on-2. They want to push this here before the defense gets back. Original taking some time, moving, dinging it off the post. Oh, orange post, you are a cruel mistress indeed. It will be picked up by Empty and cleared out.
Yep, this one's going to be cleared all the way through, going off of the back wall and almost into the goal, but Jakey is going to get home to get this one picked up, keeping it away from Supram as he waits for some teammates to get open. Looks to send this one through, but oh no, who put Bowtie there? That's not fair. It's going to bounce instead into the hands of Supram, firing this one over across to Phenom. Phenom behind the back with flair. It's going to put that one in for the 2 from the shield. Excellent work there, and now they are up by an entire 20 points.
Absolutely phenomenal work. As, they've extended this lead to 20 points, which is really, if you could have mapped out how this quarter was going to look, this is exactly as you draw it up if you're the Juggernauts. They've got themselves a very, very comfortable lead here. You need a 20-point swing in that 4th quarter, because we've only got one quarter left here. So Sparrows really, really are going to be in the hot seat here as they find themselves down 20. And the quarter's over. 1 quarter left, and a tall order for the Sparrows.
Yep, 100%. We will talk about what they're going to need to go into this next quarter after we get back from a quick word from the sponsors. Stick around. Hello and welcome back. We are continuing our coverage here between the Junction City Juggernauts as they take on the Aspen Sparrows. Going into that last quarter, it was very, very close. 25-21, if memory serves me correctly, in favor of JCJ. And now, you're not going to believe this, it is 43-23, still in favor of JCJ. They put on quite the performance going into that last quarter, securing themselves a 20-point lead and leaving Aspen a mountain to climb if they want any shot at this game as we go into the final quarter. Offbeat, what do they need to focus on here if they want any shot of clawing their way back?
They need to score, and they need to score quick. It's not what you'd go in saying as fundamentals. It's not a way you'd generally encourage a team to play, but they're kind of in an all or nothing mindset they need to be right now. The fast pace is really what they got to go, and they got to get something going quick. And that's what they needed. 2 points equaling their total points from the third quarter right out of the gate here in 12 seconds. So that's good pace. Now they got to keep it up.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? It's one thing to be down by 20 points, and then it's another thing to be down by 20 points to JCJ, because JCJ is probably one of the best teams at the AAA level of swapping up their play speed. They know how to play the clock both slow and quickly when they need to, so they're going to be burning as much time as they possibly can when they have possession, but that requires them to have possession, which they do not, because, oh my goodness, here comes Aspen with back-to-back goals.
Back-to-back goals. That's one of the hardest things about mounting a comeback, is being able to, consistently get the points and then play defense so that you can get more points, right? You have to be working both sides of the disc here, and they're doing an excellent job of that so far with the back-to-backs. And there's another turnover. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. Oh, that stack is going to fall apart, and they're not able to chase this one down, but they might be helped out there as Phenom not going to get the clear they were looking for. As this is going to get bounced into the bubble, looking in, trying to close that one. It is going to be picked up by Original, maybe looking to see if they can get their third goal in a row here. They're moving in, got some good crisp passes, cutting in, gonna hit Jakey gonna hit the goal. We talk a big game in the quarter. We're like, oh yeah, it totally happened if they pull this and this and this. We didn't really expect it, but here they come. The Sparrows, 6 points in a row. And do we have a game?
We might have a game. There is still 6 minutes remaining, though. And if JCJ finds their footing, I don't know. But here they come with this Joss advantage, looking to put a stop to what the Sparrows are starting. Empty, firing this one into the bubble, but Original is home. Get that out of his house. He gets the pickup and almost waits too long on the clear. Oh, no, he does. He gets stunned. The clear will not go through, and Empty is happy to say thank you, putting that one in for the 3 and getting JCJ up 46-29.
The accidental self-passes are only good when you're not stunned, and unfortunately for Original, he was very punched in the head, and those 3 points are absolutely going to hurt as that lead back to 17 now, and 5.5 minutes left on the clock. Clock is definitely going to be the enemy of the Sparrows coming in here, as remember, these quarters are only 8 minutes, so time is going to move quickly on them. They're moving in, they're getting a quick 2 points as they need to, bringing that lead back to 15. But they got to keep the pace up. It's not enough yet.
Yeah, they have got to keep the pace up. They need to continue the back-to-back goals. They need to continue with the momentum. Any more points that they allow JCJ to get are just points that they have to get back even faster. And with 5 minutes remaining, that is a tough ask. But if they keep playing the way that they are playing, they might be able to pull it off, as that's Rockter back in the arena, sending this one up into the bubble of JCJ. Will they track it down? Yes, they will. B-Love picking this one up just outside the bubble, taking some time here, looking for the cuts in, and will not find it because Supram has the reads. He gets the grab, he gets the send through, and it's looking good as it bounces up into the hands of Empty. Open goal, and he don't miss those. Going in from 16 meters out, that is going to get JCJ up 49-31.
Yeah, JCJ seems to have recovered after, a bit of a quick start coming from Sparrows. They've kind of settled things down, gotten back into their game, and are now answering every Sparrow push with an answer of their own, and are keeping that margin wide at 18 points here now, as Rockter is going to try and move this one up. Gets it down to Vanzi. Vanzi going to take that long shot. Look, on the offensive side, Sparrow's doing excellent work here. Kind of textbook rollouts, to be honest. And hey, let's give him credit where credit is due. That was an excellent offensive rollout. Vanzi finishing it off perfectly with a 3. Great job from Sparrows as they bring this back to a little bit of a closer game.
Yes, excellent work from them. They've just got to keep it up, right? Down by 15, that is, 5 3-pointers. There's no way to sugarcoat that, but they still have time to pull it off if they continue the pace that they've got right now, as this one goes through the mid, taking some bounces along the way. It's going up high where it will be recovered by Vanzi. Vanzi, under some pressure, forces this pass forward, and it's going to be a bit off, but it's all good. They make it work. B-Love getting the pickup and putting it in for the 2. They have cut the lead down to just 13.
Yes, they have. Another couple points. Keep chipping away at that. They've brought the margin here down to, wow. Math brain bad. 13 points, which is still doable here with 3 minutes left. We are more than halfway through this final quarter. Still 3 minutes on the clock. Faye, now I'm going to send this one in, and that is going to bounce around. Not what you're looking for. You're looking for these crisp passes. Oh no, all three of them, they meet at the disc and then part and go their separate ways. And guess who is all too happy to pick up on that? Oh my goodness, Original. The wall, the rock on that back end. Not enough, though. They get the first stop, but back the other way comes Supram. And that is 2 more points. Gonna get that 15-point lead back. And now comes the timeout from Aspen.
Yes. Now comes the timeout, and I've just got to say, what a find there from Phenom, right? First, what a save by Original. My goodness, almost point blank there, gets the save and sends it on out. And though they were not able to track it down for the recovery, Phenom picking that one up, finding Supram immediately, wasting no time, taking full advantage of the chaos as Aspen thought they had that clear, sent it to Supram, and Supram putting it in for the 2. That is huge there. And finally, it's going to be Aspen taking this time out here, probably something they should have done earlier before letting it get to this point where they're down by 15, but better late than never. They're taking a moment here, I think, to really gather their thoughts, planning for how they're going to go into these final 2.5 minutes of this quarter, because this is the last one. There is no time after this. There is 2.5 minutes for them to score 15 points. It is not impossible, but it is a very tough ask, especially against a team like JCJ.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially with the way JCJ has been playing here today, right? They've been playing incredibly consistently well. Their fundamentals have been solid, and it's giving them results, right? They've got 51 points, which, you know, if you compare that against the last game we saw, that's virtually double. That's virtually equaling the combined total of both teams from last game. They have been absolute scoring powerhouses here. Kind of led in there by Empty, but really, it's been a whole team effort. The passes have been so crisp. They're getting everyone the disc. Supram with 7 assists. This team has been working incredibly well together. You can see the synergy there. And that's something we talked about. Call me out in the chat all you want for using the word synergy over and over again. But look, it's the advantage they've got here, right? It's the reason we said from the outset, this is a team that has a lot of potential and had potential before they got Empty back. And now here's Empty lighten up the scoreboard with a game-leading 19 points. And so, this is a team we said has potential. They're coming in here, and that experience, the time they have together, is really making a difference here. And we can see it contrasted very, very clearly against the Sparrows, and they're kind of showing what we all thought would be the case coming to this season, that the Junction City Juggernauts would be a force to look out for in this season. And so far, no reason to doubt it.
Yep, absolutely. But here we go. The final 2.5 minutes remaining. Aspen coming out with this Joust advantage. Let's see what they can do with it. Original sends this one through and low, looking for a beautiful bounce up into the bubble, but Phenom's home. Oh, but it's not going to get out, not at least at first, as Empty gets the pick off from Rockter, but not able to get the clear either. Oh no, that pass not going to go where it's supposed to. The player was in motion, and Supram is happy to pick this one up instead, sending it up toward the mid, where it will be grabbed by Vanzi, though, for the Sparrows, and he'll send this one through the mid once again, but Stack is in motion for JCJ. Oh no, some miscommunication. Hello, guys, you gotta grab the disc. Eventually, it's up into the hands of Vanzi, who sends it low to Original, and Original going for that reset that draws all of those players out before finding B-Love now to Rockton to Vanzi to the goal. That is exactly what they needed, sinking in the 2 points to get them to within 13.
Yep, 13, which means they just need a point every 10 seconds. It's probably a little too much at this point, but we'll see. We can still absolutely get some good highlights, some great moments here. As we come out of the tunnels, it is going to be the Juggernauts with the disc, moving it quick. They're moving speedy here. It's down to Supram, down underneath the goal to Yuji. Yuji going to bounce that one, and oh, digging off the post, nearly able to connect for a very, very quick couple of points. But as is, Sparrows will have a chance to answer back here as long as they can collect the disc, and they're not going to as long as Supram has the moves, and Empty has the stuns, the steals, the threes. 54 points on the board now for the Juggernauts, and with less than a minute left on the game clock, I think we can safely say that it's still anyone's game.
to know where Empty got the audacity. I mean, that was just the casualness of that ender that he threw up before then putting in the 3. Excellent work from him. But here comes what could be the final play of the game, up into the hands of B-Love just outside the bubble, now working his way in, drawing out the defenders. That leaves that goal lane open. He'll sink in the 2, and there's going to be a little bit of time left, but it is going to seal the deal 54-40. It'll be JCJ taking the win. It's just a matter of by how much.
Yeah, last goal wins only makes a difference. Well, not anywhere too much. I try to make it a difference. I keep wanting to start a league with last goal wins in all games, but no one seems to want to work on it with me. Yuji just casually flexing the long backhanded 3 off the backboard to put a little exclamation point right there on the scoreboard. 57-40 becomes the final with that nice little flex at the last second.
I am shocked. Apparently all of JCJ just has the audacity tonight as Yuji sinks in a beautiful shot off the backboard to end us out 57-40. What a match here between JCJ and the Aspen Sparrows. In the end, JCJ taking it home, but Aspen Sparrows, what a fight as well. We're going to take a quick look at these stats here because, my goodness, both of these teams fought so hard. Possession almost equal, 54% to 46% in favor of JCJ. Shots taken heavily in favor of JCJ, as is assists. So, JCJ really putting in work in and around the bubble, and it shows from their performance this evening. All of these players played so well. JCJ has that main 4. Each of them has at least 1 assist, actually at least 2 assists, which is not something that you can say of most squads. Everybody in double-digit points as well, just contributing everything all over the place. Whereas over there on the Aspen Sparrows, stats are a little bit more spread out. It looks like they were trying to rotate 5 players a little bit, making sure that everybody got some time in the arena, still maybe trying to figure out the combination that works, and we saw solid results from them. They broke 40 points, and there's a running joke that the first of 40 usually wins the match, and the other team usually doesn't even get to 40. But no, this team got to 40. They put on an excellent performance. JCJ just played like JCJ.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And the third quarter was the difference, right? If the third quarter does not happen, this is like a tie game, right? Every other quarter we were locked dead heat after. And in fact, I'm pretty sure fourth quarter even went to the Sparrows after all of that. But it all came down to that third quarter. And we talked about it, if you've been watching for the whole stream here, we kind of mentioned how the format kind of makes that important, right? You've got the cumulative score across all 4 quarters. And as a result, if you do have a big collapse like that, it does make it so much harder to come back for. This format really rewards consistent play. And that is why the Juggernauts came out on top here. I mean, you look down their stat sheets. They were all playing consistent, right? This was a full, all-around team effort. You look at that, they're all in double-digit points. They've all racked up assists. They're all up there in the saves and steals. Everyone's putting in an effort here. It makes it really hard for us to pick, our best and favorite players just because of how well, they played as a team.
100%. And though it may be hard for us to pick our favorite players, we are going to have to attempt to pick a stuntman of the game. And my goodness, is this going to be a doozy? Because JCJ, I think, is one of the best teams, definitely at the AAA level, arguably in the league, of making sure that everybody gets it done all over the arena. You look at the spread of that stats and it shows. So, I'm going to do that annoying thing where I'm going to go through the Aspen Sparrows first. My goodness, Original with 6 assists and 6 saves really needs to be called out because he was putting in work on defense and in the mid, making sure that his team could fight their way forward. B-Love as well, 4 points, 2 assists, 2 steals, really working that midfield. Vanzi, oh my goodness, was quite the offensive force over there. 17 points to his name, 6 saves. He has got to be my ace if we were going to pick from that Aspen squad. And Jakey putting in a solid 7 points, rocked her all over the arena. Dropped in and out a bit over the course of this game. I don't know if it was tech issues throwing him off a bit, but still put up quite the performance. But these JCJ players, everybody is in double digits. Empty leading the column with 22 points. Supram leading the assist column with 8 assists. And, Phenom leading the saves over there with only 2, but with how much time that they were spending in and around the Aspen bubble, it doesn't matter. I mean, what a performance from both of these teams. And I still got to call out Yuji because Yuji absolutely killing it in every moment that mattered. But what really stood out to me tonight was the way that Empty ran the mid, the way that Empty, even if he was not credited with the assist, still had that first pass that set up the bubble play, had 22 points to his name, really contributing to how JCJ paced their game, set their cadence. And for that reason, I am so impressed by Suprum's 8 assists, and I love assists, and it's going to really hurt me to not give it to Suprum. But Empty, man, I got to call it out. What a performance. That's my pick. But what are you thinking?
Well, look, you know that one of my very, very favorite things to do in life is to pick fights with Psychaotic, if you've ever seen us cast together. And that is why it pains me so greatly that we're so perfectly on the same page here. Look, I love the value we're seeing from Suprum there, but I mean, I look at Suprum kind of leading the way with 16 shots and only 10 points to show for it. I know in a game where like there were so many points scored anyways, how can you not? But I feel like just for that level, for the consistency, you've got the excellent shooting percentage we saw from Empty. Empty was kind of the reason you could feel that he was the catalyst for a lot of what was going on here when things were going right. And for that reason, I have to agree with you. Empty is going to get my pick for that fine award.
Absolutely. So excellent work there from Empty and the rest of the JCJ squad. Congratulations to them for their win, 57-40. But don't go anywhere because we are going to hear from these players as well. We're going to take a short break just so that we can get into the arena with them, into the VC, and we are going to talk to them about how they feel after that win. Stick around. We will be right back. Hello and welcome back. You're gonna have to bear with me because it's become very clear that this JCJ squad has chemistry both in and out of the arena. These jokes, man, I can't. But hey, what a game that we just witnessed between JCJ as they won their season opener against the Aspen Sparrows, and quite an explosive victory, 57-40. Excellent work there from the JCJ squad. And Phenom, you know, when the JCJ squad won their exhibition match against the Scranton Royals, right? We talked in that interview afterward, and I asked you what led to that success and like what are we going to see from you coming into this series, and you did not lie, because in that interview you told me that this is a very different squad that we're going to see from JCJ coming into this next series, because you've got the chemistry down, you've got all of your players back, and you put on such a performance tonight. And for that reason, my dude, hats off, because this whole squad was so impressive. And so I really just want to know what has given you that edge, right? We saw it a little bit in that off-season game, but coming into tonight, that was even better. So what happened? What was the strat for tonight?
I think honestly, the thing that gives us the best chemistry is just that we're all really different. Like not just our like person-wise, but play-style-wise. I'm obviously not super aggressive, and then between kind of the aggression of those two and Sup playing upside down, we all have kind of our quirks, and because of that, we've just kind of fallen easily into place like puzzle pieces. So we've never really had an issue with like being, kind of on top of each other because we play so different. So that innately just kind of made it easier for us to sync as a team. And then over, thankfully we got empty back from whatever third world country he was forced to stay in over Series 1, or Series 2. But now that we've been scrimming and playing, we're just synced up. We're golden. So as long as we're not even playing the other teams at this point. As long as we play to the best of our capability, there's no team that's going to stop us. So as long as we don't lose to ourselves, we're just going to win every match.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, look, this was a game. There were two different games at play here from our perspective. There was the first, second, and fourth quarter. And then there was that third quarter. What on earth made that quarter so different from everything else?
I mean, not to take away credit from our team, but I definitely think the not just skill-wise, but the mentals of losing. I think Rocker crashed once or twice, and I think just that chaos that the team. Thankfully, they had their fifth that was able to jump in and kind of keep going. A little surprised they didn't take any timeouts for that to just kind of cool it off, but. We hit the same speed the whole time. So for us, we were keeping up. We tied the first round. We got 4 points on them in the second round, and then during that third round, the second they kind of even unraveled a little bit, we just hit cruising speed. Oh,
and also the yoga.
We did. We did.
I like yoga.
We had yoga that may or may not have just been Simon Says. So I'm not sure it was exactly yoga, but either way, we hit plane, and we sent it. And we just kept it up. We definitely round 4 may have gotten a little off kilter just a little bit with the lead that we had and kind of eased up a little bit. But once we hit it back on, we just gotta. And that's what I meant by just keeping at that max level. As long as we can play and not beat ourselves up about stuff, we hit a speed and a level and we just connect on everything.
Yeah. You mentioned in your response earlier that you think that as long as you play to the best of your capabilities, that you think you're going to have a fantastic season. So, that makes me wonder, are there any teams in particular you have your eyes on that you think you may struggle with and may not be able to play at that same level?
There's one, not super. New Haven obviously won it. Last series, but they lost J. Franz and I want to say one other one that I can't remember off the top of my head that moved up to.
They traded Bloop for Dwup.
They got rid of Bloop for Dwup, and then J. Franz moved up. So
yes.
They're kind of a different team. I would say they're my number one, but we haven't really scrimmed them or seen them in matches yet. So I'm eager to see how they play. If they've been kind of weakened from that, then I don't think we're going to have really any competition. I think it's just going to be maybe Frisco, depending on how they show up sometimes, but they're pretty inconsistent on sometimes they just show up and sometimes they don't. So depending on which dragons we face, but either way, I think we're golden. Other than that, it was just ninjas that was always the hard one that I think we lost to in the playoffs anyway. So really, they're the only team that's consistently has that edge against us. So
awesome, awesome. And one last question. So obviously we kind of talk about a couple teams in the league have had some big shakeups to their rosters, but you guys have been one that that you've held fairly consistent. How much of a factor do you think that's played in your ability to explode out the gate to such a quick start to the season?
I mean, we the chemistry was there. We kind of had it from the beginning. So at this point, we're just kind of cruising. We've made the knife edge. We're sharp. We just got to keep it honed. So as long as we show up to a match and we play that match, it doesn't matter who we face or what strategies. I'll be able to kind of direct on the fly if some crazier stuff, like even our exhibition match where we kind of just had to let go of planning and just do what we're there for. So it's just the biggest thing for us is just if we can show up and play exactly how we should play, there's nothing in our way right now.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. Offie, you got anything else before we get on out of here?
No, that's it. Let's close up shop. Thank you so much for putting on a great show for us, guys. Best of luck the rest of the season. We'll be watching you very closely after that performance.
UG Mom.
Yes, indeed. We had the UG Mom sound checks on UG at some points during the chat, which is always so fun.
Multiple jousts we have yelled.
Yoga.
UG Mom.
Yoga.
We come screaming out of the tunnels, yelling, "Do it for you, Jamam." So
She just yelled at me from across the house.
I was wondering what that was. I could kind of hear it through the headset mic. But incredible work here from JCJ. We are hoping to continue to see it going into the rest of the series. Excellent performance. Congratulations, guys. That is going to do it here for the NEPA TV. That was our last matchup of the evening. Thank you guys. Yep. Thank you guys so much for playing for us. And thank you to everybody in chat that joined us and watched. Offbeat, you killed it here. Your first NEPA TV cast. It has been excellent to have you. And of course, thank you to Focus for running the cams, running the stream, running the show. You're the bomb. All right, guys, we will see you next time because the AAA action does not end. We have got the rest of the series ahead of us, and it is sure to be a good time. But until then, stick around. We will see you next time.
30 seconds. This one is loose in the Destroyer zone. Collected by Saluda. Stunned out. Picked up by Game. Stunned out. Zenith with it.
This is it. Trying to clear
get
it.
Cleared out. 20 seconds. Game gets it back here. Game turning it around. Sends this one in off of the floor. Gets it to Rosie Hope. Rosie has Zenith pressuring. 13 seconds. Sending this one in. Stunned out. No. What a shield there from Acorn.
Oh, no.
That's the finish. That's the victory. What's the clock? What's the clock?
That's it. That's it.
In the last second, the Orlando Cyclones come back 33 to 32. Are you kidding me?
What?
I've got nothing. Forget finals. What was that? What was that? No, not anymore. No.
Look at
no. Put me on camera. Put me on
that.
camera. That was unbelievable. I cannot believe what just happened. I cannot believe what just happened.
On that read.